Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to this thing that we do. I'm not sure where I'm going. Oh, there's the mayor's residence. There's the port. Where's the academy? Good morning, Kennex Cow. Good morning, Eason. Good morning, Saber for Life. And 3 people is all we're going to have today, because everyone else is off playing the remake of this game. Are we up to 7? I admit I've completely lost track. This game has already bled my brain. I don't know what you want from me. Let's double check. Yes, it looks like we are, in fact, up to 7. Where am I going? Aha! It's actually north of here. Good morning, Blade to Paul. I gotta be honest, as much as I'm looking forward to the second chapter, the fact that it's literally double the length of this one, I might start reading at my own pace a little bit more. Summarizing. Does Crossbell have voice acting? Because I know Cold Steel does. So, no. Got it. I was also double checking my research on the translation localization snafus of the first few games. It is wild, with the advantage of hindsight, to think that the second game took 9 years to localize. I know not all of that time was spent localizing it, but still, that's... Then again, the first game took 7 years. Hey, Ross. I wonder, so is NISA still doing the localization for Falcom at this point? Because they're not, like, great. Congrats, Ross. I can see that. I also wonder if a different studio is handling the voice acting. My main knowledge about NISA actually comes from the Yi stuff they did, which was not good. I think is the nicest way I could phrase that. So I did the school chapter, because you gotta have a school chapter. I know we're already about halfway through the chapter, but that's where we're at. Hello, cat. Okay. Yeah, I know. So, obviously Xseed kind of didn't want to have anything to do with him, but I also saw that NISA just straight up outbid them. And then, cut costs in the usual manners. Like I said, I was looking more into the specifics. That being said, if I worked at Xseed, I'd probably straight up refuse to ever work with Falcom ever again. Just to be really blunt about that. Don't mistake me, I'm sure they're perfectly good games after this one, but like... I don't know, it's hard to describe the attitude there. What? Why are you so jumpy? Jump! Why are you so jumpy? Here, come here. Have a comb. Have a comb. I guess this is a brush, not a comb. Have a brush. Is this better? Does this make you feel better? Ah. No, it's not that easy. So, there's this thing in fiction where... how do you even describe this? Someone's a dick and they're praised for it, is how I'm going to describe that. And that's Falcom. Hear me out for a second. Because, like, you ever have the director who, like, is really, really unpleasant to work with, but it's worth it because of the great work they put out? Or, there's the company that crunches constantly on its employees, but they put out fantastic games. Or, there's this one writer who totally suffered for their art, but the resulting book was fantastic. There's this tendency to look at those kind of things and venerate them, as opposed to being like, okay, hold up. And Falcom feels like that. I'm sorry, I do very, very firmly think that Falcom needs an editor, or 2, or 3, to be able to rein them in. And, yeah, Lord Carlo. And the overwhelming vibe I get from every interview I've read quite a few over the last few days, is that Falcom's writing staff takes a degree of pride in their word count. Rather than looking at it as a problem, they look at that as a good thing. And you see what I mean, right? Let me use another example. Oh god, what's his freaking name? Who's the director of The Shining? I mean, it's not like Xseed gets away with being a great company since they also weren't crediting their localizers. No, Stephen King was not the director of The Shining. No, it was, King's actually a pretty cool guy by all accounts. Likes to do drugs, but, you know. Oh, God, what's his freaking name? Director of The Shining. Okay, Stanley Kubrick. Stanley Kubrick is a perfect example of that, because what happens is they're uncompromising, and that's seen as a good thing. And then it becomes bad when someone who's uncompromising puts out a good work, because then they not only get venerated, but they get emboldened to be more like that. Does that make sense? You could say they learned the wrong lesson from that kind of a situation. So, to explain this in a slightly different terminology, going back to the director's thing, there are plenty of directors who are uncompromising about their vision and absolutely refuse to hold back on what they is, and this is how I operate, this is the kind of director I am, blah 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 blah. And those directors don't put out good works, and so their careers and explode immediately because they didn't have it. But every now and again, one of those directors puts out a really good work, and that leads to a feedback loop, a positive feedback loop, where they just kind of keep being more and more of a dick as time goes on because they can get away with it. Because they put out something good, right? Falcom puts out good games, so there's no problem with them constantly writing larger and larger and larger and larger and larger scripts until it gets ludicrous. Anyways, sorry, that's just a vibe. I have no evidence of that at all. But every interview I was reading just made me think, God, you people. Because I've seen this before. I've seen this 100 times before. And yeah, this is the other side of the coin, right? We all bash publishers every day for good reasons, because publishers are terrible. But similar to that stupid brat earlier, when nobody says no, creative types tend to go wild. Like the nicest way I could say this is, yeah, Kojima is a perfect example of this, actually. Creative types need a manager type whose job it is to manage them. And manager types need creative types to have something to manage. It's supposed to be a symbiotic relationship. It's supposed to be two types of people working together to create something. That's how that should be. Anyways, where the hell am I going? Right. The budget for all the concession stands has been checked over. Invitations, play. We need two people to fill in. The horrors I witnessed when we first tried those costumes on are going to haunt me for the rest of my life. I don't want to wear anything like that again. Hey, Dakota. Sounds like Adblocker needs another update. The war continues. First thing they ask about, are the kids okay? Let's make the play as good as we can for the kids. So this is the head of the student council who will be directing the play, and Haas, the vice president. Hey, Beat Nuki, I have not seen you in a while. First of all, thank you for the sub. Normally I'd say I hope you're doing alright, but I have no such delusions, so I hope you're doing as unbad as you can be. Lord knows that is the times we live in. You good with a sword, Estelle? Mainly staff. That settles it. You'll have a big sword fight with Chloe. Yeah, there's a tool between them at the climax of play. We don't have any girls who can use a sword well enough to compete with Chloe, much less make it look good. She beat every guy in the fencing tournament and took the top spot. She actually beat out Hans in the final match. Thanks for reminding me, Jill. Not that I'm no good, it's just Chloe's way better. I'm only an amateur. You fight monsters with a rapier. Don't give me that. I know. Chloe just has the self-worth issues. You know, a duel between two female knights ought to be pretty unique. Female knights, they're going to be playing the two male knights. Huh? At least it's not a role for Joshua. Well, whatever should we do? He deserves to play a crucial role in this. Yes, a crucial role. What kind of play is this exactly? It's called Madrigal of the White Magnolia. It's a famous story set in a time where nobles are there are nobles and commoners. A princess is courted by a knight of royal blood and a commoner. In spite of their social classes, the three have been friends since childhood. Complications, happy ending. Why are the girls playing the guy roles? To make the production more interesting this time, having the guys and the girls switch roles. The teachers are okay with this? End sexual discrimination, be free of gender roles. Put in that light, the teachers love the idea. Personally, I just thought people get a kick out of it. You're incorrigible. She prefers the title Evil Genius. Alright, Joshua. Yep. You have to play the damsel in distress. Don't worry, Joshua. You've got the features for it. I know, Yisel. Armor and helmet won't work well if we want people to see you act. So we arrange things to be dressed like the Royal Guard. It's perfect for Chloe. She's so petite. Is that a positive thing? Hey, Seraphim. Thank you, as always, for the sub. I'm the Azure Knight. You're the Ruby Knight. What, shouldn't you be the Sapphire Knight then? Actually sounds cool. Sapphire Knight. I'll put that towards Kingdom Hearts 4. Oblivion R. Good choice. Thank you. As always. Hope you're doing as well as you can be. The object of your affection is the fair Princess Cecilia. If you're going to say something, say it. Leave it suspense. I think it looks perfect. I'm shocked. You look beautiful. Indeed, such poise. If I didn't know what was really going on there, I'd be smitten with the very sight of you. Thank you for being so honest about it, at least. I'm not thrilled about it. This is just as I'd hoped. I think everyone would be pretty... Evil glasses look. 4 eyes, no soul, I believe is what that's called. Want to be an honorary best friend of mine? We just met! Literally, today! No need to worry about the boy's prying eyes in here. You make it sound so dirty. You're so innocent, like a little lamb. Oh, that's just mean. Just for that, I'm not baking out any sweets. Well, pardon me. I apologize for offending you, Madame... Mademoiselle Chloe. Try again. What's wrong? What's wrong with all this staring? It's no big deal. I just got a little green monster on my shoulder. What do you mean? I have some friends back in Roland, but the most we ever did was have sleepovers. I think it's nice to have someone close living under the same roof as you. What do you think, Chloe? I'm not sure. I don't really understand what would make you jealous, Estelle. I concur. I almost want to ask where you get off saying something like that. Why would you say that? Come on, you've got a traveling companion. Pretty nice-looking one to boot. Who you've also, I don't know, lived under the same roof with. Talking about Joshua? It's kind of a silly question. You've got a hot guy with you all the time and you're jealous of us living in an all-girl household? I'm playing a tiny violin for you, like minuscule in size. So you know, Joshua's more like a big brother to me. Us living together is more like a family thing. Well, family thing, she says. I wonder if Joshua feels the same way. Well, I bet that's not what a guy his age would think. It's gotta be tough for him always being around a pretty girl like you. Enough, Jill. Sorry, Estelle. Jill has a bad habit of picking up people. We're gonna start talking about bad habits. Is there something you'd like to say? Oh, I'm good. Come on, don't mess with me like that. Really? Joshua? I mean, come on. No way. There's no way I... Heartbeat. Heartbeat. Think about him like that. Someone's in denial. Oops, I just remembered I have to give my daily report to the teacher. Say goodnight, ladies. Bye. I swear. Estelle, if you'd like, I can lend you my pajamas. Estelle? Huh? What? Oh, sorry, I was thinking about Joshua. I mean, not thinking about Joshua. Yes, doki doki. Doki doki. Thank you for the sub offshore Twitch account. Give me a moment. As usual. Hey, the game's paused when you alt tab. Yeah, that drives me bonkers. Alright, 007, first light. Symptoms, hit and run, and time splitters. Damn. Yeah, poor Chloe's probably got some perpetual tiredness going on. Why are we going to school? We are here to help with the play. We are not students. Why does this school arc exist? This is... Okay, so you know how I was talking about how I wish we had more regional stories? This isn't a regional story. This is another story entirely that happens to peek its head into here. They just wanted to write a school story. And then did. It'll pick up again after we're past this part, really, I swear. But, like, what? And you know they wanted to write a school story because Cold Steel exists. My friend, I fear that this was inevitable. Perhaps fate always intended for us to mate in so base a fashion. Speak, that we may both be unburdened. If nothing else, for our beloved princess. We would cleave a path through fate with our own hands, but at this moment, mark my words, her smile seemed lost. As fear clutches your heart, Oscar. But what is this passion that pierces me to the quick? Though I have no wish to fight you again, it would seem I am left with little choice. Before this storm by the dime of revolution should claim us both, take up your sword. We shall defeat decide. Yes, and may the goddess above such spirits as I truly are. Come then, let it be done. Indeed. Whew. I finally got through the scene with no mistakes. Yes, Chloe, you would make a good bracer. Since you're already a party member, technically, by definition, you already qualify. I'm sorry, to say something wrong? She said that the matron and the kids were like her family. No, you're right. They're the ones who taught me the real value of family. Both my parents died shortly after I was born. I was left in the care of an affluent relative. I never wanted for anything, but I really had no idea what having a family was like. It was 10 years ago I met the matron. Was that during the 100 Days War? Yes, that's when I came to Rouen. And when I knew it scattered trying to escape the Imperial forces. Matron Theresa and her husband Joseph took me in and cared for me. After the war ended, we waited several months for word to come with my relatives. She and Joseph were so kind to me. That's when I first understood what it must be like to have a mother and father. How it must be to have a family to be with. I'm sorry, I must have been rambling. You must be bored to tears. No, Chloe. You are a worthwhile human being. Shake, shake, shake. Have self-worth. Shake, shake, shake. I will shake the self-worth into you. Shake, shake, shake. Let's grab one of those assholes that has too much self-worth and, like, pour some of the self-worth out of them so they're less of an asshole and you care about yourself more. We just need to even the field a little bit. Joshua's the best up. I never figured he'd be such a good actor. Yeah, he plays the role of spoiled princess well. He definitely nailed the matters. I've seen professionals turn in worse performances. Does he have any experience in theater? I don't know much about his life before I met him. Whenever he was back then, he never wanted to talk about it. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't mean to pry. I don't sweat it. He's always been the type to be good at whatever he does. Yes, he's very good at acting. Sometimes he gets flustered, though, and that's when he's real cute. What? Perhaps our roles should have been reversed. Julius and Oscar? Somehow I think you would have preferred to play Oscar. How come? I mean, maybe Julius is the son of a noble. I don't know about that. That's not what I mean. It's more about, you know, the ending. Oh, you mean how Oscar gets... Right. Well, it's just Joshua. Hey, do you mean you wouldn't like kissing Joshua? Don't be ridiculous. Still, it does seem rather risque. Come on, he's trying to sound like Jill. Besides, Joshua just sees me as his little sister. Sad face. Does he? He's always treated me like a little kid, especially with my dad around. It drives me nuts. Anyway, there's absolutely nothing like that going on. Okay. Deny, deny, deny. Rehearsal's over and you're still practicing. That's some dedication you do have. Ready for the big duel scene? Really? I look forward to seeing it. What are you two doing here? What are you looking for us? Yep, today's the last day. It's time to do like 3 completely optional side quests, but we can get a bunch of BP out of them. And I do want to hit that 145 marker. I'm going to start to care less about side quests once we get past that mark. Yes. Estelle's worried that Joshua Won't let anyone get close to him. Ugh. Okay, so right now are the side quests. Okay, so let's see here. No, the menus. The eternal menus. Why, God? Alright, I'm looking for a janitor. Are you a janitor? Not a janitor. Are you a janitor? You look janitor-y. Aha! Of course the janitor is putting up decorations. They work for a living. Good morning, Braylon. Okay, so here, I think. There we go. I like how we're not actually decorating, by the way. We're just telling him where to decorate. Like, we're basically just creating more work for this poor guy. I know. JRPG protagonists can't work for a living. That'd actually be kind of interesting. So before you joined the party, what did you do? I was a janitor. Beg pardon? Yeah, I was a janitor. I see. You slay any heroic dragons? Well, this one time. Once through an entire infestation of cockroaches. Okay, anybody who's ever had to deal with cockroaches knows that's actually a pretty big deal. Cockroaches are awful. Usually you have to get the professional stuff to deal with that. You know, the stuff that you actually can't buy if you don't have a license for it. And even then, it doesn't actually... It doesn't always work. Okay, auditorium. Speaking of bugs, we need to erase from reality. Okay, quest complete. Next. Interesting song. Come on, camera. Really? Help! Monsters! Ooh, we get another EP treasure. Oh my god, it is Mickey. Holy crap. What horrifying parent would name their child Mickey? Anyways, he's an asshole. He refuses to pitch in and help him with the things. Oh, Jesus Christ, Bragwin. Yeah, bug bombs can work against certain types of enemies. Excuse me. Certain types of bugs, if you know how to use them. Roaches are not one of those bugs. Look, bugs are the enemy. I'm sorry, I'm not going to apologize for that one. Let's do this for now. They're not grouped up at all. We also have blue impact now. Yeah, Black Death says hello. And let's not even get started on what mosquitoes do. Jesus Christ. I hate to interrupt this scintillating music. I have to alt-tab. You get to enjoy that explosion there. Just frozen in place. First of all, you didn't have to donate for that. You could have just asked me. Second of all, thank you for the donation. They are studying that, Blade12. Literally, actually studying that. It's a real thing that's really happening. Although I'm out of date on that, so it's entirely possible that they have already studied that past tense. Second of all, if you want to put that towards up to 3 future interests for streams, you can do that. But third of all, to answer your question, so one of the things I want to do, I'm going to share how I plan to start reviewing movies as a way to try and convey my advice to you, if that makes any sense. Because I haven't reviewed any movies before, but I want to. And so I'm going to do, there's 2 big spikes, I think, that are really important for starting off. And you want something, like you said, something that's probably going to be really, really bad, and probably something that's going to be really good to establish a bit of a range, right? But the other thing you want to do is cover stuff that you're really familiar with. Stuff that you know extremely well, you're going to do a more thorough review of because you know it well. Because foibles or positives that other people might not even notice are there are things that you're aware of. So that's the biggest piece of advice I could give for that kind of a thing. Use that to establish precedents, right? And the other thing I would say is don't be afraid to have to go back and audit yourself every now and again, because as time develops and as you develop your own technique of however you're going to do it, you might think, well, maybe I disagree with myself on this, or, well, maybe this is this, or whatever. And you can go back and re-audit through. Expedition 33, Alpha Centauri. Hearts 2. And I wish you well in your endeavors. See, if only we could just cast Fireball and that would kill all the cockroaches. That would be great. Ugh, beetles. It's funny you actually say that, Blade Javal. The first 2 movies bundles I plan to do with that incredible amount of spare time I have to determine that is Star Trek and Star Wars. Both series that I know extremely well. And both are going to run the gamut, like you just said. We'll have Star Trek 1 and 5 and 10. But we'll also have Star Trek 2 and 4 and 6 and 8.
Well, that takes care of that.
Wow, those actually get an experience. Holy crap. And yeah, Star Wars is obvious. Episode 1 and 2, and 8 and 9. But also, you know, Star Wars 3 and 4 and 5. One of the earlier things I was thinking about poking my head into first was Lord of the Rings, but then I realized that would be stupid. That's just 3 fantastic movies back to back. That's not going to do anything. I would not hold my breath, Spark. I don't want to get into it. Episode 8 was so contentious we had to ban it as a topic for like a year on my show, which tends to be much more, you know, reasonable than most people on the internet tend to be. But that'll be enough. I still don't think it's going to review as a particularly good movie.
Nicely done.
Frickin' point. I mean, I've been wanting to do movie reviews for years at this point. I just don't have time. So, no, BFA scored pretty much what I thought it would. And for the same reasons I pretty much thought it would. Like, if you... I know that, Whiskerwood has a demo? What? Me too, but all. Whiskerwood has a demo. For all the venom we spit at BFA, deserved venom. Really, almost all of that venom is for specific parts of the MSQ, not everything else. And I know. Certain people in chat, go nameless, think that the MSQ should score more than everything else, but I just disagree with that. As I have actually reanalyzed my opinion on that as a result of the WoW run. It came to the conclusion that no. So it makes sense that BFA would be the kind of thing you go ugh to, because the MSQ, or one specific part of the game, was pretty bad. At the same time, then there's the rest of the MSQ, which was not only good, it was actually really good. So, no, BFA scored about what I expected it to. Now, Legion, that one surprised me. I'll give you that one. Like, BC didn't surprise me. Wrath didn't surprise me. Kata didn't surprise me. Pandaria didn't surprise me. Warlords kind of did. I expected Warlords to score better than it did.
We're good to go.
Legion surprised me. BFA did not surprise me. Shadowlands did not surprise me. Dragonflight did surprise me a bit. I'll be honest about that. The chest pharaohs yet to make their second rounds today. Part of the reason... See, the funny thing is I've re-examined my opinion on Dragonflight several times, but the real reason that Dragonflight surprised me so much is I hadn't really put thought into expression yet of how much modern WoW was just so much better than everything before it. It was something I'd been saying for a while, actually, as anybody who'd seen my FF14 streams will comment on, because comparing WoW to FF14 is a common vocation. Maybe hobby might be a better way to put that. We done? Are they all dead? Feed me, Seaboard. Yep, have fun, Spartan. Bye. I'll see you in a month. Yeah, like WoW, Dragonflight, and WoW War Within, Modern WoW, what I call Modern WoW, are a different game. It's shocking. WoW has always had degrees of quality, as those 400 and 600 golden numbers show. But Modern WoW just destroys it completely. And yeah, I don't think I ever just really vocalized that properly. Let's see if we can get away with this. Yep. Yeah, Spartan wants to play FF11. That's not an insult. That is a statement of fact.
Well, that takes care of that.
So I was going to say something that I intended to be encouraging, Mr. Root, but then I realized it might sound mocking, and I don't mean it like that. Okay, it's all the mobs? Are we done here? I guess so. Yeah, okay, all the mobs are dead. No, it really isn't intended as... What I was going to say is just think, when you finally finish that stupid page, you'll be able to go play FF11. But I meant that legitimately, not like as a... Just think, when you're done cleaning this 15-room house, you have to clean this 15-room house. Which is how it sounded. I think you told me monsters had showed up. Yep, we wiped them out. Yeah, let's lock the door. That'll keep out bugs. Yeah, here's a better question, Mr. Ed. What are you stuck on, and can you get help doing it? Oh, absolutely, PP Good Fate. WoW has been the king of the MMO space for a long time, and for good reason. And one of those reasons, like it or not, is that they've never sat on their laurels. For all the many, many, many things we could say negatively about WoW over the years, they don't just sit and be like, yep, that's good enough. They might do that about one specific aspect of the game, but not about the game entire. They are constantly throwing stuff at the wall. Ah, terrain, terrain! Making and describing images. See, I feel like that's the kind of thing you could outsource. I mean, you can play Asheron's Call, wink, wink. There's definitely ways to do that. Wink. Wink! Alright, don't play EverQuest. Gosh darn it. I mean, FF11 is EverQuest with a story. Don't mistake me, I'm actually pretty sure FF11 has more gameplay than EverQuest, but like, if you zoom the camera out, that's what it is, right? It is a Bronze Era MMO with a story. Yeah, it was literally what they did on purpose. This isn't an insult. This is just what they were going for. I mean, I don't want to sound like a broken record here, Easel Games, but I feel once again, Falcom, at least this game, I can't speak for future games, needed a freaking editor. It needed someone to say, okay, how do we establish this character? How do we do this with this character? What do we do here? Etc. Etc. Oh God, Brigwood. To quote Yoshi P, nightmare. Alright, that is your choice and prerogative, Mr. Red. I was just mentioning it. As a thought. You know me, I'm always thinking like a manager. By the way, I actually read all 3 of those books off camera because I was like, ooh, those should be good. They're economics books. They weren't. They were not interesting. Okay, I believe that's everything. Double check my notes. Yes. That's a good point. We should take a break from the Trails of series. Go play some Mega Man. Oh, wait, you meant Mr. Red, not me, right? While we're here... Moment. Okay, so I think we're up to issue 5. God, I hate fandom so much. It's just getting worse. I swear to God, it's just getting worse. The Linde incident halted the nation's aerial transportation and struck fears into our hearts. But thanks to the Royal Army's Intelligence Division, hereafter referred to as the ID because Japanese people love acronyms, all that's behind us now and no hostages were harmed. We're pleased to welcome the ID founder today for an exclusive one-on-one interview. We'd like to thank him for taking time with his busy schedule to meet us. Alan Richard, born, he's 34. Dude looks like he's like 17. Jesus Christ, what a baby face. The Liberal News. Congratulations on your success with the Linde incident. Thanks, but I'm not sure I'm the right person to congratulate. We officers just sit in front of a desk all day. It's the men and women on the field who deserve the praise here. To make this clear, I'm going to make the interviewer a Ferengi. Okay. We are thankful, truly. Tell me, Colonel, what was your role in the 100 Days War? Easier to say what my role wasn't. I planned strategies, I fought, I handled communications and intelligence, and I procured goods for the troops, to name just a few of my tasks. And were the lessons you learned in the war contributive to the founding of the ID? Actually, no. We now live in an information age, and as orbital technology advances, life becomes faster paced. If the Royal Army can't keep up, well, that's it for us. Well, how do you see the Royal Army now, and in what ways do you believe it can be improved? Well, as an officer, I can't really officially answer that. If you're asking my personal opinion, though, I'd have to say we need to become a more robust organization. As in more arms proliferation? No, quite the opposite. Not an expansion of force, but of quality. We need to be we need significant improvements in our organization, equipment, command structure. I'm afraid that's all the time we have. Ahem. This reporter's impression, unpretentious, unrestrained, and bold. Colonel Alan Richard is nothing like the elite, haughty image people seem to have of him. And given his accomplishments, it's clear he's not only a brilliant man, but a politically savvy one as well. He is truly the Royal Army's rising star, and his time is only beginning. Meanwhile, there's a festival going on at the Academy. The lychee's back in season, and as always, the Genis Royal Academy is ready to celebrate. Come for the fruits, stay for the booths, the exhibits, and of course the annual class play. Clear lake water flows over an edge of an aqueduct, forming cascading falls of unmatched beauty, such as Erletten, a place of natural splendor and boundless wonder. Scholars and archaeologists alike are baffled at how such medieval aqueducts were built in an age before horrible technology. At present, the ruins of the Erletten are used as a checkpoint between Rouen and Zeiss, but quality accommodations are also available for curious travelers with a taste for the ancient and the mysterious. If that's you, then let the air out of your boarding life and get going. Wah, wah. Breaking story. Before dawn yesterday, a fire broke out at the Mercia orphanage. No injuries reported, but the building has been completely leveled. Bracers Guild currently investigating. Okay. It's the newspapers that we're not bothering to get in-game, but I'm reading out loud because, you know, duh. It's our dean, always level-headed. You flatter me. I assume I can trust the list to you? Of course. Yep, they're plotting something evil. You know, I just noticed that the first time they've been overtly flirting with Joshua and Estelle is during the freaking school chapter. I don't think that's on accident. Sorry, just double checking how much mirror I have. Yeah. Quick, let's go back to school and fall in love. It's like, what? Aren't we dealing with, like, a burned down orphanage? Yeah, nobody thinks about that. Like, I know... Okay. There's nothing wrong with the plot derailing for a side quest. In fact, I would argue it's a good thing to happen periodically. Pacing, right? You don't want to focus on main plot all the time, forever, because that's going to lead to just some doldrums issues. But they burned down the orphanage, and they had a pretty decent scene and sequence following through on that. And then we're going to go put on a play at the school, and we literally attend school and get up to school, and we just do the school chapter. And they keep giving lip service to the orphanage thing, but otherwise it's very clear that nobody gives a crap at this point, because this is just the school part that has been crudely slammed into the middle of this game. Sorry for being rough about that, but like I know what this feels like. Sometimes you write something and you don't really know where to put it, and so you just kind of slam it in somewhere. I mean, Agate was like, I'm totally going to research this. But that's actually not what I mean, Easel. Nobody has been acknowledging that the orphanage fire even existed, other than the fact that once, because I've been actually reading, Chloe was like, yes, everyone's okay. And that's it. Like, when Jill and, I can't remember his name, were asking about what happened, she's like, yep, place burned down, everyone's okay. And then they immediately moved past that, as if it never even existed. That's my point. That's what I mean when I say it was just crudely slammed down into the middle here. Where am I going? The cafeteria. Where's the cafeteria? I actually don't know where the cafeteria is. There's the auditorium. Yeah, the Victorian novels in Voyager are a perfect example of this. There's nothing wrong... I wish Ross was here. There's nothing wrong with having, like, a side story section or breather section. Chaotica is a perfect example of something like that where it works. But the Victorian novel things were a perfect example where it didn't. And because it's my job, I can actually tell you why. Because the big difference was the Victorian novels was just Janeway playing the Victorian novels. We didn't learn anything about Janeway. We didn't learn anything about the crew or the culture or the society or anything or whatsoever. It was literally just, and then here's something else. It was very non sequitur in the actual literal sense of the word. By contrast, the Chaotica stuff not only is fun, which is helpful, more importantly, is relevant. It's an insight into Harry, it's an insight into Tom, and pretty much everyone else who interacts with the program has a chance to interact with the program. thus giving themselves some reason, giving the program itself significance for development. Is it on the map? God, I am not finding the stupid thing. There's only 5 buildings. Okay. What? This is not a cafeteria. It's a clubhouse. Jesus Christ. They even said go to the cafeteria. Yes, let's order food. Yeah, she's a Jane Austen fan. That's it. Here, writing. It's festival time. And then soon. Yeah. If you eat too much, you'll be too full to move at the play. I mean, yeah. Meanwhile, Jill is plotting something evil, of course. If you see any hot girls out there, I expect you to beeline it straight back here and tell me. Tall, gorgeous, sensual, charming. Did I miss anything? Yeah, by the way, I saw a picture of Shara in the remake, and Jesus Christ, Falcom. That woman has back muscles of steel. Hi, Rotin. Did I say hi? Shoot. How is that tame? Oh my god. You know what? I don't want to know. We'll get there. We'll get there. Someday we'll play the Cold Steel games, because I'm sure that's where we'll see it. I have actually never played Ys in any way that counts. So Niles refuses to talk about his lead. That's ooh, crepes. We got milk crepes and royal crepes. Oh my god, he's all... Oh no, I accidentally faceplanted in your boobs. I'm so sorry. Apple, orange, and coffee ice cream. Quick, you get one of the 3. Which one do you pick? I think I'll go with orange myself. Ooh, rainbow jelly beans. Floral jelly beans. Oh, man. Professor Alba, is that you? Well, Estelle and Joshua, this is a pleasant surprise. I trust you're doing okay? Were you invited here for the festival? Sadly, no, I'm on other business. I've come to investigate a new discovery within the Sephiroth Tower. I was hoping the Academy could provide me with some useful materials. Ah, you're really dedicated. Well, I have to be. Research hasn't made me wealthy, so I'm fueled by pure enthusiasm. On a related note, the Academy's curriculum is divided into a few courses, isn't it? Will there be any exhibitions? Yes, although 3 courses are available to study are only the social studies class. The students are displaying the results of an independent research project. Hi, Ismaristar. So where's this research publication made? Oh, this must be your first time in the Academy, right? How do I explain? The campus is fairly littered with buildings. We can just take you there. It would be helpful, but I hate to spoil your fun here. Oh, it's fine. We're not doing anything major right now. In that case, I'd greatly appreciate you showing me to the exhibition hall. Hi, Star. Again. Maybe. Society, economics. This is smashing fun. It was my pleasure to help, sir. Social studies is my major, so I hope you enjoy looking around. I've never been good at this whole academics thing. One of these days you're going to have to get over that. Being a bracer requires knowledge in many different areas of study. Gulp. I'm itching to start looking around, so if you'll excuse me, thank you for showing me. Bye. Oh, excuse me. Oh god, the hot springs. I forgot about the hot springs until you literally said something just now. Wait, what are people doing AI sloppy with Shiro? And how do I find those people and punch their lights out? I ate so much candy I puked. Gross. Estelle and Joshua are going to be in the play with me. Really? That's going to be cool. What part are you playing, Mr. Joshua? You'll just have to wait and see, won't you? But by the way, are you guys still staying in Minoria? Yes, the continued goodwill of the innkeepers. That said... Hey, do you want to see the costumes that will be used in the play? Pretty dresses and suits of armor. Pretty dresses? Suits of armor? I'll give you an exclusive sneak peek before the play even starts. No, I think you're right, Easel. Like, there's the schoolroom we cleared out, which barely qualifies as a dungeon, which was optional. There's Sephiroth Tower, which was completely optional. So she's going to accept the Baron's offer. I'll tell the children today after the festival. That's sad, but I suppose you have no choice. Please don't look at me so. Grancel is easily reachable by airship. Moreover, I can look for work while I'm there. If I save enough Mira, I'll be able to rebuild the orphanage someday. More likely, you will never actually be able to rebuild the orphanage, not without someone's largesse. This is so cool. What if I could wear it? Not with how short you are. I wish I could try on a white dress. Yeah, looks like you're having fun, huh? Where'd Joshua go? Mr. Joshua, he left after he brought us here. Said, wait here until the girls arrive. I know, it's Mr. Joshua went looking for the guy with the silver hair. Silver hair? Yeah, he helped us get out of the fire before. His hair is all shiny and pretty. What? So he's been seen on campus? Uh-huh, just for a second, though. Mr. Joshua was sure surprised. Well, you dummy. Why didn't you come and tell any of us? Because I was eating a grape. Stell, I know. I'll be right back, matron. Oh, exactly, Triaxia. Nostalgia slaves and AI garbage. I like that. And I don't like that. You see where Joshua went? Scree! Camera changes. Didn't we just lock the door to this place? Which one, Draxia? For there are several. But you probably mean the Duke. Who shouldn't even be a count, really. Oh, now see, that would be some interesting characterization. Now, hear me out for a second. So I keep calling these barons, right? And that would mean this whole area, this kingdom, is functionally under a count, right? A countess. So, Countess Alicia, I think her name is. And then there's him, and he calls himself a duke. And you don't even have to explain that. You don't have to lay out the joke for anybody. But for anybody paying attention, they get the idea that he is proclaiming a title that's higher ranked than the person who's above him. Because for those who are not aware, it goes Baron, Count, Duke. Like, it'd just be another aspect of how much of a pompous ass he is. Because I am the Duke. Do not. Uh-huh. You stop making us worry about you. I almost had a heart attack when I heard you went chasing after some guy with silver hair. How did you know? Polly told us. I guess she saw you. She's a pretty sharp-eyed kid. I did follow a man matching that description out this way, but I guess I lost him. Must have been pretty talented if he managed to give you the slip. Any idea who he was? Afraid not. I don't think he was our arsonist, though. I tailed him as long as I could. Let's see. I drove off by yourself. My thoughts exactly. You could have at least left us a message. Sorry, didn't mean to worry you. Who said I was worried? Blush, blush, blush. Now kiss me, Joshua! Kiss me! I'm just pointing out the importance of teamwork. You're a terrible liar. About 5 minutes ago, you were in total panic. Was not. Hey, you're pretty concerned yourself. Thank you, both of you. Pay attention, please. All play personnel, please report to the auditorium. See you around, Luke. Have a good day at week. Look at all the people. Okay, now I'm getting kind of nervous. It'll be fine. That's all the rehearsals are for. Besides, once we start up, you'll forget they were even there. You're the type who can only focus on one thing at a time anyway. Just one thing at a time, huh? Well, I guess I'll just focus on the boy in the dress then. That'll be easy. Okay, you two can have your little spats some other time. This year's campus festival is already a big success, though we have the esteemed individuals here, such as the Duke and the Mayor. Ahem. If you're gonna puke, do it off stage. That's a real rule in theater. I mean, everyone who's rich tries you. And everyone who's stupid. And everyone who's evil. That's an interesting Venn diagram there. In the year 1100 of the Septian calendar 100 years ago, Libera was the land of nobles and aristocrats. But commoners too held some power. They were prodigious traders that grew more influential with each passing year. During this period, there was much friction between the classes. The nobles and the commoners clashed often. As time went on, these clashes intensified. The intercession of the royal family and the church failed to end their squabbling. Stage was set for a final conflict. A year had passed since illness stole the king from his people. Our tale begins on an early spring evening in the rooftop garden of Grancel Castle. The streets lights, oh my god. The street lights shine on everyone, each bright with their own happiness. And in spite of that... Ah, here you are, Princess. Please, don't you think you should be going to bed soon, Your Royal Highness? Staying up so late can surely do you no good. It's all right. If I should fall ill, if that happened, perhaps I could avoid becoming the last ember in this dying flame we call Libero. Please do not speak of such things. Your Highness, you are the most exalted individual in... Maybe it's Liber? Libero. If you were to take a husband, you could take control of the kingdom. Oh, that sentence. That sentence. The princess, who is currently the only surviving ruling member of the royal family, could take control of the kingdom if only she would marry. I will not marry. Despite my father's wishes, I shall not consent to it. But why, Your Highness? You have two fine men as suitors, after all. One is Sir Julius of the Chivalric Order of the Imperial Guards, eldest son of a duke. And Sir Oscar, commoner though he may be, he has been recognized often in his battles against the Empire. Such are both fine men. Oh, sorry. Aha, set a thought of there. So I guess this is the Doki Doki Theater Club? No one knows better than I the quality of their characters. She's been begging both of them. Oh, Oscar, Julius, how am I to choose between you? Why, isn't that Joshua playing the role of the princess? I suppose that Jill has put a great deal of thought into reverse casting business. Indeed, ma'am. He plays his role well, but the two maids leave much to be desired. Do you remember, Oscar, how we've spent our boyhood days on this alley, running around and pretending our sticks were swords? You never forget, Julius. In those days, it was all so simple with you and Cecilia alike. I treasure that time greatly. I recall how stunned I was. I'd always conspired to play with her in secret, only to discover another had been doing the same. She was as lovely as the sight of the falling petals in spring. Indeed, fair Cecilia was like unto our very own sun. But her light would dim with each day that passed. The nobles, the commoners, the fury of the conflict could never have been avoided. The princess's grief is easily understandable. Cruel fate mocks us so, for it is our very existence that has brought her such sorrow. Oh wow, they're so cool. Say, but the guy looks cuter than the girls. Hush now, watch the show. Know this, Julius. The commoners' impudence can be tolerated no longer. If they should forget their place and no longer view us as their superiors, Liberal's power structure would surely fall into ruin. If I may, Father, it's been roughly 10 years since the Eastern Republic was founded. Perhaps the eventual season of power by the common people is inevitable in any state. Speak not of such repulsive events. What is freedom? What is equality? What is anything if commoners and nobles alike should cast tradition aside? Tradition is everything. We must sacrifice all to live the way we used to when we lived in huts and mud. You idiot. I can't even mock it properly because it's so stupid. It's like saying, we must eat live bees. How do you mock someone who's eating live bees? They're bees. They're alive, and you're eating them. It's right there in the sentence. There's nothing to make fun of. You're stupid. Better we should fall to our knees before the Empire's military and concede to their will. Father. That's a damn fine duke up there. You let the commoners get all high and mighty, your whole society collapses. Oh, right, sorry, actually, that's not his voice. His voice is, you let the commoners get all high and mighty and your whole society collapses. Your Grace, maybe keep your voices down. Oscar, I'm expecting great things from you. If you can get the royal family on our side, we have a great advantage over the nobles. That advantage will allow us to seize Pa! Because, of course, there's power-hungry assholes everywhere. Chairman, I cannot consent to this. I would never use Cecilia for political gain. Always putting others before yourself. Even though you now have the chance to become king, albeit only on paper. If you would refuse, it will only lead to a bloody uprising and subsequent revolution. The royal family and surely the nobles as well would disappear into the shadows of history. Chairman? Impressive, they really done the research. I had severe doubts about this ever since I heard about the reverse role gimmick. Well, the students have put a great deal of work into it, it seems. The young Braces have had no small hand in this either. Have we? I do not wish bloodshed on anyone, revolution or not. I cannot simply allow Julius and Cecilia to die. As for myself, I know not what I should do. Ooh, so good. I'm gonna be sick. Are you alright? Must have had quite a bit more than you can handle. Maybe spring. You'll surely catch your death if you sleep out here. Thank you, good Sir Knight. It has nothing to do with being a knight, rather simple concern. I'd have to be quite the young fool not to see what I must do. You got that right. My arm. Just a touch of anesthetic on the blade. Now if you'll be so kind as to sit still. Curse you, assassin. Who sent you? Just a noble who wants you out of the picture. He wanted it badly enough to pay me up front, and pretty well at that. All you need to do is die. I get it. Not bad at all. Next up, we should have... Whoops, almost got so wrapped up I forgot about my wake. Long has it been since you've entered my sight, fair princess? Yes, Julius, it truly has. I cannot help but notice the Oscar is not with you today. My father yet breathed that both of you were oft spoken of by the maids of the court. As you well know, your highness, the kingdom was in the midst of a crisis most dire. As such, he and I may never be as close as we once were. I confess, I come to you today to ask a favour. What favour would that be? You would allow he and I, head of the chivalric order of the High Guard and a young general, to engage in a duel of honour. The victor should be granted the honour of becoming your husband. Yeah, I want to go kill someone to marry you. Is that cool? Hey, Bragwin! Bragwin! Hey, I'm going to go murder someone, okay? But if he murders me, he gets you, okay? Cool. Alright. Quite dramatic indeed. Caught up in the conflict between Noble and Commodore, these two close friends have finally decided on a duel. The princess now realizes their determination and keeps silent. And on the day of the duel, two knights step into the grand arena of the royal city. Many have come to witness it. Commoner, Noble, and all the social casts in between. But conspicuously absent from the proceedings is the one over whom they fight, Princess Cecilia herself. My friend, I fear this was inevitable. Perhaps fate was always... It's actually funny. I can't tell if this was taking inspiration from FF6 or FF9, because it's probably one of them, or possibly both. There's no judgment in that. A lot of games have flat out openly admitted that they take inspiration from both of those opera sequences. Speak, that we may both be unburdened. Nothing else for our beloved princess. We would cleave a path with fate. We've actually already read this part. This is just a repeat of the earlier scene. Oh my god, the music. Impressive, Julius. I should say the same of you, but still you seem to hesitate. What troubles you, Oscar? Is this the extent of your skill? Perhaps the tales of your acts of valor against the Empire are grossly overstated. This is the most storyboarding the entire game has received. Oscar, your arm. I've had worse. 'Tis but a scratch. Neither of our blades connected with flesh. Don't even glancing blow. Your wound was struck prior. This is the tactic most low, Duke Radman. Was this your intention from the start? I think you to cease slandering my good name, for I am pure evil. You're implying I instigated this. Father, is it true? Did you? Sorry, Julius, my own inexperience has brought this about. Besides, I've ever feel far worse in the field of battle. I'll put everything I have behind my next strike. I intend to kill you. Very well. I'll wager it all on my next strike as well. Because the Japanese are really in love with that idea for some reason. I think the first time I ever saw that was in Ninja Gaiden 1. And, God, it's just such a common thing. They even do it with, like, beam battles. For the fair princess in the future of every kingdom, he who lives when all is said and done will inherit the responsibility for all. And he who dies will watch over it all from the realm of the spirits. Such is the pride of a knight. I suppose it is. No. Princess. I mean, honestly, Baitable. Cecilia, why? Why were you not in attendance? Were you not in attendance? Oh, Oscar, Julius, I do not wish to observe a duel between the two of you. I felt I had to find a way to put a stop to this fight. Praise Idios, I arrived in time. Hear me all in attendance. Dismiss me and set aside your differences, please. Are we not all of Liberal? Do we not all love this land? There's so little that separates us one from another. If you but take your foe's hand, surely we could find a peaceful resolution. Yeah, I got a peaceful resolution. Let's kill all the nobles and get on with it. My vision fades, but over you two, will you not do as I ask? Your will be done, my prince. It's your sound. Strange, everything's floating. When I was young, I would sneak out of the castle down to the alley. Oscar, Julius, you both always had smiles for me. I love your smiles, so please don't ever stop smiling. No, this cannot be, princess. I'll do anything, please, no. Our poor princess. I don't understand why she'd do such a thing. Our princess gave her life that we might stop this. Could you imagine someone dying and leading to less violence? Sorry. Remember that sacrifice. What a trifle is the pride of a nobleman. Had we not been fighting, it would never have come to this. Only now, when it's too late, do I see our folly. Is this the fate of all men with their spirits still shackled to the flesh? Aidios, great goddess of the skies, we now know of your great resentment. As much you do not yet understand, it seems. Vung. I grant you flesh. I will be your vessel, but your spirits will know more of freedom and nobility. Such contempt for it lies only within you yourselves. God, this incredible. Hear me, young knights. I have observed your contest. You're both courageous and strong, yet something vital within you is broken. It is as you say. Our own immaturity is what invited this fate upon us. Chairman, has your hate for the nobles and the monarchy blinded you to the fact that we're all but men? I am ashamed. Duke, you know your sins better than anyone else could. And you all... I like how she just glosses over the Duke, like, yeah. And the rest of you who have simply watched these events unfold, there's something fundamental within you that's lost as well. Strike your hand upon your breast and think well upon this. Well, it seems you have remembered your hearts. As such, perhaps hope yet remains for Liberal, as long as you never forget the lessons of this day. The end. She has vanished. Where am I? Princess Cecilia. Oh my. Have you both been called up to heaven as well? Have you both been horrifically, brutally murdered by the mob? It's a genuine miracle. Princess! Oh, praise Aidios. Why are the two of you here? And the Duke and the Chairman. I'm not dead? Almighty Aidios has given Liberal back its beloved princess. Praise for her benevolence. What happened? Nothing you need to concern yourself over. The conflict is at an end. Yep, war's over. Cancelled. Cancelled. We're done. We're going home. No, you still intend to fight? On the contrary, this match is concluded. Besides, the fool managed to get a hit on his sword arm. It would not do for such a duel in this to not have a clear victor. Thus, it stands to reason the man who fought with a handicap yet emerged undefeated should be referred as the victor. You must understand me. I've not given up on the princess. Once you're healed, our duel will continue, but with blades of wood, as we were boys, as when we were boys. Have neither of you any regard for my own wishes? You're mistaken. You, my lady, shall judge today's match. The victor shall be granted a kiss. Eek. Don't look marvelous together. Almighty Aidios, look well upon this. And may this fine day extend into eternity. Eternal peace to Liberal. Peace through power! Sorry. I didn't mean to get that loud with that. Nobody heard me. Quite the grand finale. Hang on, let me toss my hair dramatically. No matter. And so the curtain fell in magic glow of the White Magnolia. Brilliant, just brilliant. That was one fine play, if the director's allowed to say so. First, let people make fun of us, the role switch like that. I'm glad they took it seriously. Yeah, except for the Duke. Corsets are like some form of torture. I mean, they can be comfortable. Depends if you get a good one. Just wait until you see how many pictures the photography club took. The ones of you will be particularly popular. Yep, I tossed my hair right off. That's just... that's how I roll. The guys always go nuts for the junior girls. I'm not going to comment on that sentence. Estelle, what's wrong? Huh? What? Where? What are you talking about? Nothing important, really. You've been spacing out ever since the play finished. Are you okay? Well, the fight scene was pretty hard work. It's no surprise you're tired. You feel sick? We can take you to the nurse's office. No, I'm fine. I deal with fatigue every day as a bracer. Just trying to get my head back in order is all. Oh, Estelle, you don't mean... No, it's nothing like that. I'm definitely not sad that you got to kiss my boyfriend instead of me. I promise I'm perfectly alright. Yeah, that's how I got my extremely real Australian girlfriend. I flung my hair off and it landed on her. Ugh, boyfriend, brother. What's the difference? Honestly. Ugh. A play about love and friendship buffeted by the winds of a tumultuous era. It seems intense. One could only expect it to end in tragedy. No, Kennex Cow. There's different types of banjos. What's the Japanese equivalent of banjos? What's the European equivalent of banjos? Because they did a lot of that too. So, Jill offers Matron Teresa a bulgy envelope sealed with the Royal Academy's crest. We took up a collection for you. It's 1 million Mira. How? Well, we have the Duke, the Mayor of the Baron of Bose. So there are some celebrities here. Excuse me, I guess that'd be the Baroness of Bose, wouldn't it? Thanks to them, we were able to collect far more than we would have otherwise. No, I couldn't. I can't accept this. Okay, pause. I don't remember. I legitimately don't remember if she accepts it or not. So I'm just going to say right now, if that she doesn't accept this goddamn money, I'm giving this game a negative for it. Because that is so freaking stupid. Take the goddamned money that was given to you as a charity for the freaking children. Festival collects donations for charity every year. People donate specifically to rebuild the orphanage. It's too much money. You need that money! Do you have any idea how expensive an orphanage is to build, to clear, then to build, then to maintain? Take the goddamned money! I realize you're overwhelmed, but think about it. With that much Mira, the rebuilding could start and you wouldn't need to go to ground cell. You wouldn't have to give up your herb garden. She speaks the truth. Joseph would want you to accept this for the kids. You needn't focus on the amount, just what can be done with it. Okay, she took it. I was getting mad. I was gonna be so mad. It's okay, no need to worry. You'll all been through so much. You're not that big a deal. Why are you crying, matron? Don't be silly, Clem. Those are happy tears. So Hans just said it's going to be lonely in bed without you, Joshua. Joshua said, would you please give that joke a rest? Estelle reacted a little bit too much to that, because of course she did. And when told it was a joke, she's like, oh, yeah, it's a joke. Yeah, we still have the mystery of who burned the place down as an outstanding problem. And, I mean... I'm sure Ake can figure that out. He's got a sword. It's heavy. Yeah, isn't it risky for them to be carrying around that much money? Yes. Yes, it is. That is asking for trouble. One of the other bracers escorted them to the village. Karna. What the hell's Karna? Wait, no, I remember Karna. Okay. I've had a few days at the academy. Really? In the class. What are you talking about, Estelle? Normally students spend most of their time attending classes. Festival would have been fun, but it was a special event. Ah, you're right. Being a student's tougher than I thought. What's wrong? It's just I can't send Sieg nearby. Wonder where he went. Sorry, I'm just being silly. Please allow me to go with you to the coastal road. Okay, we did it. We got past the academy section. I almost hate to leave the scene. That's a nice song. But it plays for just this one area. No kidding, Easel. Yeah, one of the flaws of FF6, especially on the SNES, is you don't get the Moogle Charm until pretty far into the second half of the game. Oh my god, Blade-Ball. Thank you so much for the last few days. No problem, it's been fun. Say hi to Matron Theresa and Afri. Hey, you three! Huh? You're from Minori, aren't you? You guys are bracers, right? We got big trouble. Someone attacked Matron Theresa and the kids. Keep your cool, there's no time to go fainting on us. Please tell us whatever you can. You were apparently assaulted by some strange group on the way back from the campus festival. The kids were okay, but Matron Theresa and the bracer lady got knocked out. Must have been highly trained. I would have contacted the guild, but our communications are down at the inn. I didn't have much choice other than to run all the way here. Go on to Ruan for us, then hurry to Minori. So yeah, someone tried to rob her of the Million Guild. Excuse me, Mira. Because of course they did. Yeah, I'm fine. Oh no! Okay, that's actually a lot of stuff. Hello, Czar. I mean, this is actually a pretty mean fight. No, this game at all. This is a lot of mobs. Most of them have some kind of status effect thing. In fact, I think all but the land sharks, the puppy sharks, have a status effect thing. Speaking of... Yeah, that is a weird decision, Easel. Legit. I'm not sure why they did that. Honestly, it almost feels like an oversight rather than a design, you know? Do I not have any more? There.
We're good to go.
Get up, Joshua. Yeah, while I'm here, I might as well heal him up. He's the only one who's taking damage here. Josh will work with me. I mean, it kind of makes sense that he's the mage, given his mentality and personality. And she's the melee, she's the tank. Well, tankier than he is, at least. Down you go.
Let's move out.
Jesus, I'll take that. I mean, again, Agate's main feature as a combat thing is that he's got tons and tons of health. But yeah, there's the other character I don't think we've even met yet. Anyways, time to solve the mystery of the missing million Mira. Probably add another M in there. No, Zara, it's not like Chrono Cross. It's a little weird design choice. There we go. It was so scary. Thank goodness you're all safe. Pardon me, what about the others? How's Matron Teresa? They're not hurt. They haven't woken up, though, which has me a little worried. Those two sentences are not correct. They do not coincide. They're not hurt. They haven't woken up. If I may, I'd like to see them. Sure thing, mage. No doubt about it. Someone used sleeping powder. Sleeping powder? Yeah, there's still a faint hint of it in the air. It's probably the kind without side effects, so no real need for concern. Hey, Clem, can you tell us what happened? I'll tell you. We walked along the coast road with the Bracer lady, and these strange guys in masks showed up out of nowhere. Bracer let him fought him for a while, but they surrounded her. She fought to save us and Matron Teresa. That's why. Yeah, there must have been so scary. They took out the envelope from the matron. Yeah, they frickin' robbed them. These people. In their faces. Directly in their faces. I know who did this, too. And they're gonna get face murdered. Whoever it is must be skilled at hiding his or her presence. After all, the Bracer wasn't alerted and Matron Teresa's unconscious. I get the feeling this is very deliberate. I'd say the criminals were probably targeting the donations. If we find the money, we find the culprit. Yes, in order to help the matron and the kids, I must compose myself. Regardless, we must find who did this as soon as possible. She's right, you know. Heard what's going on. Looks like you got wrapped up in one hell of a mess. Don't make light of the situation. Karna got hurt too. I know that, so quit your yapping. Karna's no amateur either, so I'd take someone pretty skilled to beat her. Why don't you give me a quick rundown? Sure. Explain. Alright, it's definitely something weird going on. Weird how? But here's the thing. You know that Raven gang that was hanging out at the warehouse? They're all gone now. Warehouse is empty. They must be the ones who assaulted Matron. I'm not so sure about that. I really doubt they had what it takes to get the upper hand on Karna. Yeah, that's true. They talk a big game, but I don't think they would back it up. Yeah, give them a single hard look, they shut right up. However, today there's something nowhere to be found. Couple that with today's incident, what do you get? Something's weird going on. If they're not directly responsible, I do feel like they're involved. Yeah, but this ain't the time to go checking that out. Come on, let's go. What are you talking about? Where are we going? You slow in the head or something? We're going to a seaside path where the crime happened. How those idiots did it doesn't matter right now. We gotta focus on finding clues as where they are. Yeah, honestly, if I was planning a heist like this, I would actually absolutely go after the local ruffians. And then, you know, kill them. And then deal with their corpses in a way that nobody's going to find, so that when someone goes to check on them, they find no one there and automatically assume exactly what Estelle just assumed, that it was them. They stole the money and skipped out of town. The authorities would then spend so much time and effort doing that, trying to find a trail that doesn't exist, but that by that point we would start laundering the money and being able to actually distribute it enough to start getting, you know, basically getting rid of any actual trail that existed. Not that I would do something like that. I'm supposed to search in the dark. What was that sound? Sieg, where have you been? That's Sieg. Scree. Thank you, Sieg. Now I've seen everything. What did your friend tell you? Whereabouts the ruffians who assaulted Teresa, evidently. It seems he saw the attack. It's a good one. Nice going, Sieg. Yeah, it's most impressive. Scree! Wait a damn minute. You mean to tell me you actually believe that loadable? Exactly, PB Good Fate. If you tell someone the plan can't go according to plan. That's the rule. If you don't show the plan goes off without a hitch. If you show the plan, then the plan fails miserably. You got to improv. That's the rule. And let me tell you, that is an extremely common rule in fiction. If you don't believe us, you don't have to come along. Come on, guys. Bye, Agate. Wait up, you punks. Doesn't seem like it homing in something, but come on, are we really following this thing? If this is your idea of a joke, it's not funny. It's not a joke. The matron and the children are like family to me. Fine, whatever. They were linking my chain, but I guess I'll tag along. Jeez, why don't you say what you really think? Yeah, I think we should save the game, because we're about to have a second boss fight, and then a third boss fight, and I believe a fourth boss fight. Yep, I'm right. So this should be fun. Thankfully, I do have my art set up, but this could be a thing. Hello, cat. Yes, that's a bird. Although you probably don't want to attack that bird. Yes. The lighthouse belongs to the city of Rouen. If I remember right, there's a man who lives here all alone. High chance the perpetrators have taken over the lighthouse. Yeah, this is our dungeon, our mandatory dungeon for the chapter. I want to see the truth in my own eyes. What the hell are you talking about? Owen and I assumed why someone would do such a horrible thing like that. I can see where you're coming from, but come on, don't act all stingy now. The only reason I knew about this is because of Chloe. Yep, blah, 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 blah. Let's go. Aren't they the ones from before? I swear if I wasn't looking at it with my own eyes, I'd never believe it. Hey, what the hell are you doing here? Their eyes are blank and emotionless. Where are they getting this strength from? I don't know what kind of drugs you're smoking, but if I have to beat some sense back into you, I will. Fair, Kennex Scout. So, boss 2 here. 4. We want all of these to fall over as quickly as possible, so... Oh, that's him. Okay. Like I said, coming out swinging. Goodbye. I kind of feel bad for these guys. Yeah, mind drugged, then dazed, then frozen. I can't believe it. These guys are 100 times stronger than when we dealt with them at the warehouse. They're acting rather strange. I wonder what's going on. Except they're being controlled by someone. Controlled? Yeah, I agree. It's like some sort of hypnotic induction using a combination of drugs and suggestion. Allows the person controlling them to drop their maximum physical potential. So they'll do that? Of course, they need to be pretty skilled to even attempt such a thing. I can only think of one group that pull off something like this. You have an idea who might be responsible? Yeah, possibly. No time to talk about that now. The real perpetrators should be up there. Alright, let's go. Round 2. Oh no, Agate died before he could share. No. I like how 300 damage still isn't actually a lot of damage for, you know, how hard he hits, relatively speaking. Hello, cat. How you doing? Hey. Oh, they all split up. Perfect. Act opposite of what I wanted to happen. They have 2,000 HP each. Jeez Louise. Take that mana refill. So this is, you know, another boss. So, I love how, despite the fact that they're drugged out and can't even function as normal human beings, they're still giving orders and chatting about it in the middle of combat. Because, you know, that makes perfect sense. God, yeah, 2,000 health. Although it looks like they all have identical stats. So I'm not sure, like, what's going on with that, but whatever. Let's just start nuking them down. And get all bundled up. Her AoEs are not great. I think Hellgate might actually be a better AoE for her. Oh, right. Why don't you go up here? Just be a tank, Agate. That's your job. I like how the dude, like, I'm not fast forwarding. You see how he's vibrating there in the background? Yeah, he's all the drugs. The drugs. I've been doing drugs all day. Which I guess is actually a joke in this case. He's coming down. Okay. Only 2 more boss fights? Yes, 2 more boss fights. Yes, really. The game was like, oh shoot, we haven't had any combat in this chapter, have we? Mandatory combat. Gotta make up for that. A job well done. Now we'll be able to blame this mess of the punks and everything will work out perfectly. I take you're satisfied with our work? Yes, you've handled things nicely, but just to make sure you haven't left any incriminating evidence, right? You've got nothing to worry about there. Even when those fools regain their senses, they won't remember a thing. My housekeeper shouldn't wake up till morning either. I'm relieved to hear that. With this, the matron of the orphanage should give up on her dreams of rebuilding it. And the series of incidents along with this arson will end up looking like the works of these lowlives. We can get 2 birds with 1 stone. It's perfect. We're glad to see our clients are happy with our work. Or if you don't mind me asking, what's the benefit of destroying the orphanage? It's one thing I've been having a hard time understanding. Please, if you really want to know so badly, I'll let you know it's not a secret. The Baron intends to transform the entire area into a series of very upscale vacation homes. Because of course it's about real estate. Why would the villain want anything other than the real estate? A scenic seaside area not far from Ruan City. What more favorable geographic condition could there be for a vacation home? We'll build lavish estates there and sell them off to the highest bidders. That's been the Baron's plan all along. That's a ritzy plan if I've ever heard one. I don't get why it has necessary to burn the orphanage to the ground. Think about it. Imagine trying to sell a luxury estate next to someone with a ramshackle place like that, marring the view. Not too much little brats running close by and making a ruckus. I see. Something like that would definitely cut their value in half. Instead of going to an extreme like that, why not just buy up the place? You didn't really think of that stubborn old woman would sell off her land to her left to her by her late husband, did you? If we were to haul away the burned-out remains while they were away and build something in its place, there's not much they can do, could they? And since they have no money to rebuild the place, they'll have no choice but to accept their fate. So, hey, Chloe, yeah, that's why your orphanage was burned to the ground. So someone could set up some freaking condos. Doesn't it make the loss and destruction of your childhood home so much more satisfying knowing it was for such an incredibly valuable and purposeful point? Isn't it amazing to feel that you are so little and so irrelevant? That is what they destroyed your life for? You hurt Matron Teresa and the children and burnt their memories to ash. Deprived the children of smiles for that. But you know we were here. Wait, what are those lowlife doing downstairs? Yeah, they're taking a long nap. I think the Baron was behind it all. Plus some faces we've seen before. So you know who we are, do you? We've been briefly acquainted with that red-headed bracer before. Ha! Running off like dogs with your tails between your legs and sicking some monsters on me means we're acquainted, huh? Now that I've finally got you where I want you. Kill them! Kill them all! Now that they've seen my face, I can't let them walk out if you're alive. It's definitely worth murdering people over real estate, right? I'm sorry, I can't. It's unfortunate you've fallen this far, Gilbert. Since this is a request from our client, I guess we have to comply. So anyways. Different music. So yeah, these guys can delay your turn. That is exactly as irritating as that sounds. I mean, the problem is this is entirely too realistic of a plot point. Of course they'd be willing to murder people and destroy people's homes and livelihoods in order to be able to secure land to build houses on it. Of course they would. Yeah, they also hit like a truck, by the way. I walked into this battle with full health, and they hit me twice. Look at my health at the bottom of the screen. Ugh. Alright. You lived. You notice I'm still not spending my CP. It's because we've got another fight after this.
Alright, we're good to go.
Which we will not have Agate for, by the way. I like how he's only 5 levels ahead of me, by the way. This can't be. Gilbert, steward of the mayor, and you boys in black, in accordance with the laws of the Bracer Guild, you are hereby placed under arrest. Give it up and surrender. Pretty tough, I'll give you that. Going toe-to-toe with you hasn't disappointed me at all. Ah, the lieutenant's going to be mad. He warned us about this. We shouldn't have been as careless as we were. You mean the guy wearing the red mask who's negotiating with the Sky Bandits? I'm surprised you know about that. Looks like you dogs from the guild are better at sniffing things out than we thought. Your insults are pretty funny considering we just gave you a serious beatdown. Now hurry up and throw down your weapons and surrender. Sorry, we can't do that. What do you think you're doing? Don't move. Any closer and this guy's brains are going to be splattered all over the place. What's the meaning of this? What do you intend to do by threatening your employer? You're wrong about that. You're not our employer. The Baron is. Whether it was you or the Baron here, the outcome would have been the same. We only cooperated with you because we shared mutual interest. We couldn't care less whether you live or die. Please, don't shoot. Don't shoot me. Didn't you just call for me to be killed? Cut the tears and the crap. Don't think you can get away by trying to fool us with a show like that. My leg! Looks like they were serious about what they said. Yeah, congratulations, Gilbert. Sucks to be you. How about we blow the brains out of the lighthouse keeper? He has nothing to do with this. If his life means anything to you, I suggest you back up. Let's see, like, over by the stairs. Yes, Dr. Winter. That's actually a time-honored tradition. Going back to the theatrical days. Always with the hostage-taking. That's right, do what you're told like the dogs you are. So this is where we bid you farewell. Bye. You can still shoot Gilbert. I'm okay with that, honestly. These guys are prepared for anything. I'm leaving you to take care of that idiot steward and the rest. I'm going after these guys. The rest of you report to Jean. Ask him for further instructions. Bye. Wait, what? I didn't even see the dialogue option. What did I pick? I legitimately didn't even see the option. I was just hitting B. All happened a little too fast for me to remember who attacked me, though. Pretty shameful, I know. That's fine. You managed to fend off 4 attackers. Will Agate be okay on his own? No. We defeated those bosses, not him. So it looks like we have a recovery period for the next and, I believe, final boss of the chapter. Scroll ahead a little bit. Yep. And if I'm doing this correctly, we should be done with side quests forever! Excuse me. Let's make sure we're set up on our thingamabobbers here. We are not. We're undergoing a change soon. Maybe we should do that after the boss fight, though. Did you kill my bot? Why'd you kill my bot? Nope, you didn't kill my bot. Thank you for not killing my bot. Yeah, it wants me to redo everything. Yeah, whatever. Dalmor was behind everything. He was just pretending to be all kind and everything from the start. I'm kind of wondering about this. Will we be able to catch the mayor this time? Huh? Here's a good question. This may be difficult. The Bracer Guild has a non-interference policy when it comes to government affairs. Considering he has control over the whole Rohan region, arresting the mayor is going to be easy. Hold on, doesn't anyone else find that strange? It is funny, but the law is the law. That's why the guild can have branches everywhere, even in the Erebonian Empire. But still... Anyway, let's talk to the guild. I think I'll have some useful advice. One of my favorite little tidbits as an adult for Who Framed Roger Rabbit, which is a good film I highly recommend, by the way, is that the main villain's plan, this isn't really a spoiler, is to build a highway. No, that's it. But that's exactly it, isn't it? I love the mundanity of it. I love the normalcy of it. That's his big evil scheme. Are you two going to the guild? I just remembered something I need to do. Can you go without me? I do not want to fight a boss without you, Chloe. Okay, whatever. Yeah, the evil real estate developer. I mean, Who Framed Roger Rabbit is a shockingly grounded story, given the subject matter. The only way it can happen is if it can be caught in the act. So we just have to allow a corrupt mayor to stay in power? Could you imagine leaving a corrupt politician in power, even when we know he's corrupt? And yes, I do, Blade Joel. I'd like for you to go to the mayor's estate and question him. Doesn't matter if he gets angry, I just want you to buy some time. I made it. Sorry for the delay. Perfect timing. So yeah, so the plan here is we're going to talk to the mayor and confront him to buy time while the Bracers Guild reaches out to the army, who actually do have the authority to deal with the mayor. Jessica's not bad, Dr. Winter. She was just drawn that way. Could you imagine, Mr. Red? Okay, save. I'm just shocked that this story, like this chapter, is still going. Good God. Really doing all that nasty stuff from a place this nice. Yes, Baron Dalmor is originally from a large family of nobles. I think this estate's been passed down for generations. So the estate wasn't paid for in blood. Maybe we need to talk to you about how nobles made their money. Still. Where's Gilmore in all this? To my knowledge, it absolutely does not, Dr. Winter. I mean, different engine, among other things. Pretty sure we know who the guest is. It's Duke Doonan, isn't it? That's exactly it. Have you received an invitation as well? Yeah, directly from the mayor himself. I apologize for the inconvenience, but would you mind? Now take a closer look. You appear to be bracers. If circumstances demand it, please go on up. The mayor and Duke are in the banquet hall. Because, of course, Mayor Evil is working with Duke Evil. Also, Joshua just completely charisma rolled his way into here. What? Nothing. I was just thinking how impressive it was you knew the Duke was here. Just a matter of asking the right questions. He's planning to sell vacation homes to the rich, right? Duke Duna might as well have painted bullseye on his misshapen head. Smart thinking. Where'd you come up with that line about the mayor inviting us? It wasn't a line. He did invite us over the first time we met him. If those ravens start making trouble again, feel free to drop by and let me know. Or something like that. So he did invite us. Exactly. Yeah, that's called deceiving. There's lying, then there's deceiving. Deceiving is trickier. Okay, wish me luck. These guys have some fun things. I like this. Oh, he's drunk. Of course the Duke's drunk. I like this. I like the sound of that. Rouen would be a perfect place for a vacation home. I think I might stay for a while. Feeling you'd say so. I'll see to it you get the finest place available, my lord. I believe you'll be quite satisfied. You're quite the smooth talker, but good. Money is no object. Prepare me an estate that's worthy of your future king. Make it as splendid as your holdings here. Omnilord, but wait a moment. The queen asked you to consult with her before spending such a large amount. Silence! I am to be your next king! Such purchases are every day for a man of my standing. Yes, of course. Well said, your grace. We can get a written contract very shortly. But first, one more drink. Hi! Greetings from the Bracers Guild. What do you people want? You look kind of familiar. What's you? Hey, Mr. Butler. We'll just drop by to talk to the mayor. No biggie. This won't do. If you're here on guild business, you should speak with some semblance of manners. I'm in the middle of an important discussion, so why don't you come back later? Oh, I apologize for our rudeness, Mayor. We meant no disrespect. We simply came to report to you we have identified the arsonist. Ah, that. Well, then, I suppose, my lord, would you excuse us for a moment? Oh, say what you're going to say here. This sounds interesting. But that's okay. Maybe the Duke will have something to add. It won't do any harm for him to hear this, will it? While we're on the subject, it seems Matron Teresa was attacked again last night. Could the arsonist be linked to that? Oh, it seems very likely. Unfortunately, the attackers are still at large. I see. At least you say you know who they are now. So who did it? Who indeed? It's exactly who you think it is, Mayor Dalmore. Ah, I see. That's quite a shame. I was hoping I could make them see the error of their ways before it was too late. I suppose it was a vain hope on my part. Huh? Who are you talking about, Mr. Rowe? What do you mean, who? Why, the Ravens, of course. They've been in hiding ever since last night. I'm sorry, sir. They aren't responsible. At this time, they claim to be victims themselves. What? So anyways, the culprit is... you. We already have Gilbert in custody, and we know everything. We also have proof you stole the money donated to restore the orphanage your lackey set on fire. Can you deny that charge? Nonsense. Do you think I know those people in black clothes? Well, that's a little strange. We didn't say anything about people with black clothes. This is absolutely ridiculous. Gilbert was acting alone. You don't know when to give up, do you, old man? We know you were plotting to build vacation homes on the land the orphanage occupied. Do you still deny the charges laid against you? Persistent little brats. I've had those development plans in place for ages. They're just part of Rouen city planning. What reason would I have to be so impatient that I resort to criminal acts? How about a mountain of debt to pay off? Remember, Niall actually did have a big scoop he refused to talk to us about. Back at the beginning of the chapter. I figured I'd come to the mayor's office to do some investigating. Well, I see you two going in. The whole thing smelled fishy, so I decided to sneak in. That's it in a nutshell. Who the hell are you? Oh, I'm a reporter with the news. Name's Niall Burns. Actually, I've been checking into the city's financial affairs recently. What do I see but the Mayor Dalmore's been diverting funds from the city budget lately? That's their funds for the expansion project. Oh, I ain't buying it. Ain't even started construction. I thought it was kind of strange, so I dug deeper and found links to the airship company's services. Now, that was quite a little surprise. So 1 year ago, you took more than a few trips to the Calvin Republic. I was sightseeing. A reasonable claim, but the truth is you've amassed a nice big debt over there, am I right? You're losing me. How? By using town funds to speculate in risk commodities in the hopes of cashing in. Burying goods, buying goods when they're cheap, selling when they're high, you know. So how much did he lose? From what my fellow reporters over there told me, something to the tune of 100 million. So that actually, if I pause for a second here, that lines up perfectly with my own vibe on Mr. Dalmore here. There's probably a professional TV tropes kind of a term for this kind of an archetype. It's a chess master light, right? It's someone who certainly thinks they're a chess master, and they're pretty good at coming up with surface level plans. But the moment literally anything goes wrong, they can't deal with it at all. They have no backup plans. They have no ability to improv on the fly. They're just... There's actually a term for it, and I cannot remember what it's called in chess, because this is something I used to interact with all the time back in when I used to be part of chess club. Because you can make all kinds of plans in chess, but literally, those plans can fall apart within a single move. If your opponent moves the wrong piece in the wrong way, what do? A true chess master knows how to plan for multiple possible moves in advance, and to adapt to what your enemy's doing, rather than relying on the enemy always doing exactly what you think they're going to do. I forget what it's called. Anyways, Chessmaster Light, right? That's 100 times the amount donated to the orphanage's rebuilding. I can certainly see why one might turn to a crime over an amount that high. 100 million? I'm pretty free with my spending, but I've got nothing on you. This isn't a competition, you know. Not to mention it, he took funds from the city budget to pay off his debts and stave off any questions, but I can't understand why he turned to arson and theft to build vacation homes. Just seems so random. Where's your proof? Go ahead, run your story with all its wild speculations. I'll sue you and the newspaper for libel. Suddenly confident, are we? And you all. The Bracers Guild does not have the authority to arrest me. I'm the Baron. I want you out of here. Now. I guess he's right. He knows his rights. Mayor, may I ask you one question? What now? What is a student of the Royal Academy doing disassociating with such people? Disgraceful. And by disassociating, I mean associating. But the word associating is right next to the word disgraceful. And I read extremely fast. And so when I'm reading out loud, words blur a little bit as I'm saying them out loud. So if you ever hear me do something like that, that's why. Return to campus at once. Chloe looks Mayor Dalmor directly in the eye, her expression cold and stern. Why did you not use your own assets to pay off your debt? 100 million Mira is certainly a lot of money, but I think the House Dalmor certainly has enough assets to settle the matter. This estate, for instance, could easily sell for at least 100 million Mira. It would be ridiculous. This estate has been handed down in the Dalmor family for generations. How could I ever simply let it go? The orphanage was no different. For many, it was a place fondly remembered. No one has the right to destroy something like that. How could you do such a thing? How dare you liken this estate to that dilapidated old hovel? You care for no one but yourself. More than being the mayor or being the head of House Dalmor, you pitiful man. You've quite a way with words, young lady. Let's see if you'll change your tune in a few minutes. Fango, Bronco. It's boss time. What the hell are those things? Monsters! So, this is actually hysterical in its own way. Dalmor had functionally gotten away with it, really. I mean, there might be a scandal, and there might be a legal battle, and there might be pushing and pressing from some of the other baronies. And with the Duke here, being a fop, nonetheless, the Duke would probably be willing to push this, right? Either way, it would be a nice, slow, aggravating legal battle to try and pull Dalmor down. But then Chloe poked his pride. And so he decided to move from arson and burglary to murder. And the Duke's right there. Do you see the problem here? Like, yeah. You actually keep monsters as pets. Everything you think you know will die with you here. Don't worry, if there's anything left, you go dump it in the river. Yeah, everyone knows the Duke is here and visiting. There are dozens upon dozens of witnesses of this. Possibly hundreds. He was at the play just the previous night. No. This is legitimately a one-winged angel moment. Dalmor has decided to burn the rest of his future plans and career just to kill us. Okay, hang on. So, let's see. So Bronco is the one who's resistant to magic. Not that anything tells you that. They're fast too. Oh, and they hurt. Yeah, this fight we might have to do a couple of times. Gonna be honest about that. In fact, let's go ahead and treat this seriously. Probably Easel. Because, yeah. Like I said, let's buff up. Let's buff up. Oh, I think I messed up those spells. I'm level, like, 19, I want to say. Ow! Oh my god. Okay. Alright. Well, she's dead. Wow! Okay.
Not now.
Sorry.
Okay, so, take two. So about that cheating flag. Look. Lucas Slaughter, love you. A boogie. Yeah, we might cheat here. This is actually... I mentioned this a few days ago. I mentioned there's a few points at which we might end up pulling the cheat flag. This is one of them. Not the only one, too. That's the other side of that problem. Oh my god, they hit so hard. And stun, by the way. And poison. They stun on proc, they poison on proc, they hit like a truck, and they're fast. And they have tons of health, and one of them is basically immune to physical, and the other one's basically immune to magic. Cool. Yeah, we might get lucky here, which is basically what I'm praying for. Oh yeah, also when one of them dies, they turbo buff the other one. Just to make this even more frustrating. I have given it one positive Saber for life. Pray I don't give it any more. Wait, that doesn't really work, does it? Whatever. I actually don't like the music in this game. I could probably list one song in this game I like personally. Okay, so now we have to start dealing with the other guy. Of course you miss with your first attack, you worthless sack of crap! God damn it, what are you, Joshua? I'm debating, honestly. I kind of wish I could save in the middle of battle and try it out, but yeah. Okay, you know what? Let's go ahead and try Easel's idea. Let's see if we regret this. Defense and agility up. Okay. That's not terrible. Oh. Hello, Evo. You missed it! You missed everything! No! I hope your headache's feeling better. Jesus, Chloe, please. That's not Chloe. Who is this? Joshua? So, how do I line this up? Yeah, that's actually the exact same thing I was thinking. Since both mobs have a proc Confuse and a proc Poison, even though they're technically doing more damage single target, they're doing less status effect. So... You know what? Honestly, yeah, I was going to try and heal, but you're right. Yeah, we had a legitimately good scene. So, okay. Let me try to line this up. You remember how the orphanage was burnt down? Well, we then had a school section, which is going to get some negatives. And then, immediately after the school section, all of the people at the festival that the school was putting on put together a donation plate, which included several rich nobility people. So they generated 1 million mira, which is a lot of money, in order to try and help rebuild the orphanage. That's awesome. On the way home, keep in mind she was being escorted by a bracer. She was robbed of the 1 million mira. Now, real quick, why do you think that happened? I'm going to put the spotlight on you. Okay, hang on. I'm going to put another spotlight on you. Hang on, a third spotlight, fourth spotlight. I'm just going to keep putting spotlights here. There's just going to be spotlights everywhere. I know you hate those questions. So the reason why is the most wonderful reason of all. See, the local mayor wanted to build some resort homes on the beach side. Yeah. I love that that's all I have to say. That just conveys it all, doesn't it? It's actually even worse than that. Because he's doing it specifically because he did bad speculation. For anybody who ever has heard me rant about economics, I hate speculations. I get that investment markets arguably should exist, and the concept of financial investment probably should exist, but speculators can go directly to hell and rot there forever. Speculators make every single industry worse. They have invented industries to further fuel making other industries worse. This is not a joke. So he was speculating. It didn't go well, because that's what tends to happen. After all, speculation is just a fancy word for gambling. So he was ridiculously in debt. And he could have sold off his manor in order to do his debts. But you know what? No, he can't get rid of his manor. This is his legacy. This is part of the old nobility from when the noble line actually existed in this country. So instead, he was totally cool with burning down an orphanage in another country. It is, Blatefell, yes. And it's a scam, but that's unrelated to that. In order to, like something that's been sticking in my craw this entire time, I don't think he cared if the matron and the kids died in that initial fire. I really don't. Here's the best part, though, Evo. Legitimately, this is the part where this cutscene's getting its own positives, is because he basically got away with it. I mean, long term, there's a decent chance we'd be able to bring him down, corruption scandal, yada, yada, yada. Pause. I know, right, FGN Jake? I don't... How can you have that lack of empathy for just another human being? Like, I understand that you're not gonna... Like, there's a gradient of empathy, but, like, to be so massively uncaring as to be willing to burn someone else's house, multiple people's house to the ground, which also happens to be an orphanage. Who cares if they all die in order to be able to not have to sell your house to settle your debts because you went off speculating? What is wrong with you as a person? Anyways, so Chloe confronts him over this. That's the woman right there. She's honestly one of my favorite characters in this game. No joke. I know, I know. Shh. So Chloe confronts him over this, and he'd basically gotten away with it. Again, there might be a scandal, and there might be some legal stuff, there might be some reporting stuff, but overall, he mostly got away with it. But then Chloe confronted him and pricked his pride. And he got so mad about that rather than just accept his functional victory, he decided to unleash his beats, the boss fight we're fighting right now, on us, to murder us. So just to line that up for a second. First of all, the Duke, the second in line to the throne, is in the room with us. So, attempted murder on royalty. While I might disagree with the validity of it, it certainly is a thing. Second of all, we also have tons and tons and tons of witnesses that all of us are here. If we just vanished all of a sudden, people are going to start looking into that, right? Two bracers, member of the local academy, the main reporter of the local newspaper, of the country's primary newspaper, and the Duke. And then on top of that, he actually attacks us with intent to kill, which, by the way, there is a specific legal loophole. Oh yeah, thank you. The Academy is also full of rich people. There's a specific legal loophole that allows bracers to bypass the normal legal restrictions if someone threatens them with death. They are allowed to fight back in self-defense. And if you don't understand the significance of that, bracers have very restricted legal limits upon them so that they can operate as an apolitical force across multiple countries. But that doesn't apply when you try to murder me. So, and all of this is just to keep his frickin' house. We're also intervening to prevent civilian casualties because we've got Chloe right there, who is a civilian. We've got the butler right there. And we've got Niall right over there. This is literally the dumbest move he could possibly make, but unlike some earlier things in this very game, I don't think that's bad writing. I think that's good writing, because it's very in character for this limp-dicked asshole. RNC3, that's up your arsenal, I think. Someone check me on that, please. Yeah, he's going to keep the house for, a minute or two. Scribble knots. And time splitters. Thank you, as always, offshore. Richie. Oh my god, what a moron. Alright, so. Yeah, we're gonna need to change that rug, because we're spilling a little blood here. Wait, what? What happened? Ah, there we go.
Here I come.
Goodbye. Okay. I honestly didn't think it was going to do that much damage. Yeah, you know what? I've got a great idea. Let's turn this giant manor into a new orphanage. It's got plenty of room. Oh, I was also on a crit turn. I didn't even notice that. Okay. Difficulty cliff overcome. Yeah. Jan's B, my sweet babies. How could you do this? I want to talk in accordance with Bracer Guild protocol, and at this time, with authority, we're placing you under arrest. Surrender and you will not be harmed. You leave me no choice but to use my trump card. Huh? A wand? It's time stop. Can't move. Use an orbital art? Oh, this has to be an artifact. What the hell is that? Well. Your knowledge is impressive, Ms. Rins. This is the Chronos Rod, an artifact which happens to be a family heirloom. It can completely paralyze anyone within range of the blink of an eye. And naturally, rather than running, you're standing here. What winning move do you think you have here, sir? What is the goal? What's the plan here? What is going through your thick, cavernous skull as of this point in time? Yeah, no, exactly. This is exactly what I was talking about earlier. He's a chess master light. He had a plan, it fell apart, and he doesn't have a backup, and he doesn't know how to improv. How does the church not know about such a powerful artifact? With a tool crafted by the wise ancients themselves, what else would one expect? Tactical ornaments can't even begin to compare to this. Sadly, it only has that one function. Which means I'll have to silly my hands and dispose of you myself. Yes, murder is definitely something you want to add to. You've already done attempted murder. If you escalate to actual murder, believe it or not, that is worse. I know that sounds shocking. Like, attempted murder is pretty bad, but murder, you know? You should consider this an honor. Let's see, I think I'll start with the smart-mouthed little brat. That's another thing. He's totally cool with murdering a 16-year-old. Excuse me, 3 16-year-olds. What are you calling smart-mouthed? Perhaps I'll save the intelligent girl for last. Now, what was it you were saying about authority? You could plead for your lives. It might help, but I doubt it. To you? Yeah, right. Keep your filthy hands off of Estelle. Don't you dare harm a single hair on her head, or I'll use every technique I know to cut your miserable carcass to pieces. Joshua? You certainly talk big for someone who can't even wiggle his fingers. Fine, I'll start with you. Stop, I'll never let you get away with hurting him. Joshua. No! As I say, where's our MacGuffin? Damn, if I could just reach my camera. What's going on? I can move again. Estelle, what was that black light? We have other things on our mind. He still has a gun pointed at us. So yeah, we have that orbment still that Dad sent us. My family artifact is broken. Hardly matters. You've played your last hand. It's time to face reality. I can't believe you'd really stoop this low. Yeah, so that's, let's see. Attempted mass murder. Let's see. Arson. Grand larceny. And then attempted mass murder. And then attempted mass murder again. I will not be taken in. Oh yeah, also aggravated assault, because that actually did happen there. And then he runs. Like, that's going to do anything. Oh yeah, sorry, yes, also, all of the financial stuff. So, yeah, that's, let's see. Embezzlement, I believe. And misappropriation of public funding. Suddenly it's FF5. That's his yacht. Joshua is really mad, by the way. I don't know if you're noticing, because I know I'm not reading all this out loud, but to be very clear, Joshua's dialogue is far more emotional than he usually gets. He is angry. Yeah, where does he think he's gonna go? Remember, he's in debt for 100 million Mira. Now, do you think people who are willing to lend out that type of money are going to just let him get away with this? Of course they're not. Never mind the fact that he's just burned every bridge he ever has in the city of his actual ownership, which he is probably no longer going to be in charge of. So let's see, he's burned any bridge in Calvert, he's burned any bridge here, and everyone who's upset at him is more than willing to chase him across borders. But no, you're absolutely right. There is no thinking happening at this point. Oh, yeah, also the Bracers, who are by default international. Yeah, this is literal panic. That's right, the yacht has a clear advantage. We'll be able to catch up. Looks like the idea smiles on me today. I bid you farewell, brats. Gotta be kidding. We were so close. He's gonna get away. Must be something we can do. They're here. Yeah, so if you remember, we were holding off so that the military could show up. Alright, getting away is all well and good, but what now? I guess I have no choice but to head for the Empire. What if I lay low, Mobile? Maybe he... Anyway, so yeah, hi, we're the military. And in this particular setting, the military are generally the good guys, so... That is to say, the military of Liberal. You, sir, are finding out. This is a good cavalry moment, by the way. I love me a good cavalry. Everyone loves a good cavalry moment. Okay, I shouldn't say everyone, but it's a very common, popular trope for a reason. In my experience, most of the time it's done badly. So it's always satisfying to see a good one. It's the Royal Guards ship. It's a high-speed cruiser. Yarcel, I think? I don't know how to pronounce that. Oh, well, looks like we got here just in time. Your Majesty's Royal Guard? Precisely. I'm the company commander, Julius Schwartz. Mayor Morris Dalmore of Rouen. I'm placing you under arrest for arson, robbery, and embezzlement, among other charges. It's a dream. It has to be. No, 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 no. You could shoot yourself. No, I'm dead serious. You still have a gun. That's your choice. Enjoy the rest of your life in prison or shoot yourself. So yeah, Jean called the Royal Army for reinforcements, but how'd they get here so fast? Oh there, Bracers. Your cooperation is greatly appreciated. Please let us handle this matter. You got it. We did the hard part anyways. I pressed Mayor Dalmore for information once he gained consciousness, but he apparently can't remember anything regarding the past few hours very well, if he remembers them at all. He's also drawing a complete blank about the arson and the robbery. Kind of like the leader of the Sky Bandits. Yeah. Unfortunately, there's that plot thread. I know this sounds weird. I kind of think it ruins a bit of it, you know? It's so much more relatable and believable that the dude really is just that much of a rich dick. But no, it's the evil energy thing. Even if you can't remember, the crimes are pretty clear-cut. We'll be checking out his steward, too. If we uncover anything, we'll be sure to let the Bracer Guild know. We appreciate it. By the way, I got a favor to ask. What might that be? Would it be all possible for you to get aboard that ship as well? It's supposed to be the most advanced airship ever to come out of Zeiss. Make for a great story. No, I think you're right, Easel. I think that's actually just a coincidental thing. Maybe an excuse, if you will. Right? The Arsai? How do you pronounce that? Evo, how do you pronounce that? You know French. Evo? Evo, no! Okay. Was only just completed and is still undergoing flight testing. Must ask you not comment on her at all until she's officially unveiled. Come on, you gotta give me at least something about the mayor and the steward being arrested. Don't worry, the facts of the story will be given over to the Royal News Agency. Please refrain from reporting any of this. What choice do I have? Alright, I can do this. I can write a story even with the barest scrap of info. ACL? See, I was saying Arsai because Marseille, right? Marseille? But... He's in his usual high spirits. Would you expect anything less? I'm told the Barrel News... You know what? They probably pronounce this thing in the remake. What do they call it in the remake? Oh wait, nobody's that far yet. This is Chapter 3. Never mind. Ignore me. And by Chapter 3, I mean Chapter 2. That was quite impressive, First Lieutenant Schwartz. Hello, Richard. Hello, Richard. Oh, I remember you. I presume you're the new bracers the guild spoke of. Oh, so you're the one Jean got in touch with? Yes, I refer to Leiston Fortress, where the royal forces are stationed. They actually do say bows? Huh. Okay. I can adjust. I got here as quickly as I could, only to find the crisis had passed. Excellent work, Lieutenant. Kind of you, sir. Still, I wonder, what would bring the guards from the Royal City here so quickly? Maybe no route even our secret intelligence division's unaware. Surely you jest. Come now, Captain, this is hardly a time to pick a fight. I was simply admiring the proactive stance of the Royal Guardsmen. It is good to have you on our side. If it pleases you, Lieutenant, we'll take over the investigation from here and move matters to Leiston Fortress. I believe the mayor will be well attended to there. Yeah, let's give the mayor over to the colonel at the intelligence division. Marseille? I've never heard anyone say it that way before. Did the colonel look like he was eyeballing Chloe to anyone else? Oh, was he? I'm sure it's just because he doesn't see students very often in his line of work. I wouldn't make too much of it. I bet you're right. That's probably it. That's not the impression I got at all. I'm certain he's just as surprised as you are. Hard to believe the Bracers so young would be so capable. Yeah, we're the PCs. Bye, Julia. We'll see you again. I don't know, RCL maybe? I'm gonna have to find a cutscene now of this part of the game in the remake just so I can see how they pronounce this stupid shit. Is this gonna show up again? Someone's surely put the entire game on YouTube by now, right? I mean, it just came out 6 hours ago. Lieutenant Schwartz is kind of cool. She reminds me of that character Chloe played, Oscar the Knight. Scream! Okay, so let's turn in all our stuff. It's just a wrap up. All the stuff we already knew. Lots of paperwork. If Dalmore's found guilty, elections will have to be held. Reparations will be made to the orphanage. Yeah, how about the Million Mira? Agate wasn't able to capture the men in black uniforms. Agate was actually ambushed. He is on his way to Zeiss. Yeah, so by the way, as a reminder, you have a plot coupon. Yep, it disabled the artifact. We should go to Zeiss. They study orbments there, so we can learn more about it. We got a recommendation. Of course we got a recommendation. We got tons of points. Oh yeah, there we go. 156. Much better. No kidding, Dream Whisperer. Well, I know. Let's let Gilbert be in charge of the city in the interim. See you around, easy moving. Oh, wait, no, you said to get to there. Hang on, let's save here. Whew, okay, Chapter 2 concluded. Meanwhile, next time on Trails in the Sky Z. Stubborn bastard. Hey. How the heck is he keeping up with such a huge sword? Training methods are a little different. Boom. Can't shake him. We have no choice. Time to counterattack. I guess you're finally taking me seriously. Good. It's like playing tag with you fools. He's not giving up till he's dead. What a stubborn idiot. Does he really think he'd beat 2 to 1 odds? I think I already have. Every fight takes spirit. You lose that, you've lost everything. I figured out exactly what kind of spirits you losers have when you took off with your tails between your legs. Science Gilder dog. We can handle you. You're in for a painful death. Damn it, we can't get caught now. How about you surrender and give me your full confession, starting with who you are and what you're after. You needn't concern yourself about that. It's Red Mask. Commander? You two are pitiful. You failed to report it as appointed, and this is why. We have no excuses. We had a lot of interference. I get it. You're the man in charge. Only of this particular scene. Let me to apologize on behalf of my men. Can I persuade you to overlook this incident? Huh? I can't repeat that. I said I'd like for you to overlook this incident. We never had any intention of running afoul of the Bracers Guild. Don't make me laugh. You think I'm just going to look the other way and let you get away with what you did? I thought it was a generous offer, personally. Certainly a fairer price than death. Stand down, return to the rendezvous point at once. Fine, the target may have changed, but as long as I have one. With you being the leader, I assume you got more information to offer me than your underlings anyway. Think it'll be that easy to make me talk? I sure as hell intend to find out. Awesome anime cutscene! Not bad. You have an irrepressible passion, but a great weight bears up on you. You're not quite so different from me. What'd you just say? A painful thing to be powerless in a time of crisis, but you know what that feeling is all too well, no? I can see it in your eyes. Fine then, I don't know who you are, but I think I like you. There's no shame in powerlessness, there's no shame in being outmatched, you and I both know that. I wish I could come to a mutually beneficial arrangement. Screw you. Don't act like you know anything about me. You're in for one hell of a beatdown. It's all gonna come down to one big strike. Because, you know, Japan. All talk, no shot, but the guild's gonna love interrogating you. What the? Is that the body split craft? Nice try, but you've got a heavy heart. And a heavy heart makes for a light blade. Why don't you come out of hiding and say that? When a warrior enters a skirmish, he must be prepared to lose everything. Otherwise, he gains nothing. In order to live as a man, you must forgo all anger and grief. With that, I bid you farewell. Weird music choice. How am I supposed to do that? Rarg. Chapter 3. Zeiss. Okay, now I need to read what Evo just said. Let's see. Make stop target character from falling off ledges. Oh, nice. It's a toggle. That makes sense, actually. Is it a toggle per, like, region or what? A seated mayor has never been arrested before. Oh, it's actually attached to the character blueprint. That's interesting. Nobody was really shocked. The mayor of Ruan has always been selected by bloodline alone. He wasn't elected to that position. Well, it makes all the difference in the world. Yeah. Oh, well. So, elections? Hi, Sieg. Scream! I can let you go without seeing you off. Thank you very much for contacting me. Oh, wait, I keep telling you, you don't have to thank us. Thank you too, Sieg. Poor Chloe. Okay, so Foist and Foistmost. Hang on, let me double check something real quick here. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so... Ah. Yeah, no kidding, Drew Whisper. Alright, so we want... Eagle Eye... Oh, that's why. I'm dumb. They redid my they redid my party order. Chloe should be in the third slot, not the second. So I didn't even look, and I'm gonna be really frank. Their portraits look practically identical to me. So I wasn't looking at the text. I was looking at the portrait. One second. Huh? The two of them set up. And just to make absolutely sure we've all turned in here. Nope, we weren't. That's what I thought. 161 BP. Woo! Fourth class. Arcee? Also, how the hell is someone this far in the remake already? Holy crap. Jesus Christ. Like, we're 24 hours in, right? So, logically speaking, they would be like 50 hours in at this point. Oh my god, I have to turn in the freaking fishing rod? You've got to be kidding me with this. Here's your fishing rod. Good god, Mook. I mean, I get it. Skippable cutscenes. And yeah, I know. It's just, jeez Louise. Okay, so Arcee, I'm not sure about that. Which apparently is how you're supposed to pronounce Marseille? That might be full. I'm gonna have to look that up later. Garletton, we've actually been here before. I mean, for a game that big, you want to have the reviewers have a little bit of advance time on it. I like how at each one of these steps you actually cannot backtrack. There's no reason for that I'm aware of. It's just a thing for some strange reason. I mean, isn't it the same ending as this game, Easel? Right? I suppose that's fair, Easel. Hello, Cat. You done having the zoomies? You see, that's what I'm wondering. I know PSP game and all that, but actually, apparently this was originally on the PC, so... I don't know. I mean... Read this. Aw, goodbye, Chloe. Could you stay with the party, Chloe? See, this is another reason I think they should have leaned into the regional thing a little bit more. Regional party member, regional story arc. Okay, Chloe just compared herself to the mayor. I've been no different from the mayor. I care for no one but myself. I've been running away from the reality of my situation for a while now. To the orphanage, to the academy. But the two of you taught me something. You helped me find the courage to hold my head high and find the strength to protect what matters. Because of you, I knew how to be brave. I don't get it. If we were able to help you, I'm happy. Aww. Cheer up, okay? We'll see each other again in Gransel. Yeah. I mean, we will. Scree! Scree? Scree. Hi, Chloe. I don't even remember the next party member. And I know who it is, and I still don't remember them. I think so too. We'll see them again. Sorry to keep you waiting, Chloe. Miss Julie, you're done with your duties in Leiston Fortress? Yes, it took longer than anticipated. Pardon my rudeness. I've been come to get your report on the incident. Thank you for your service. Hey now, settle down, Sieg. Been fulfilling your duty as an escort? Scree! He's always been very helpful. Isn't that right, Sieg? Scree! The Arce is stopped at the end of the highway. You've reported in there. Understood. I'll be leaving school for a while. Need to say goodbye to my teachers before returning to Grand Cell. I'll be stronger. Stronger than even you two. I think my point, though, Mook, is it feels like a weird restriction from a purely coding or programming perspective. Like, you don't just do that on accident, right? Wrong. Actually, that is something that happens completely on accident. As I mentioned earlier, it actually takes more work to allow for that kind of open, free world roaming. So it probably was completely unintentional that you're locked into areas while you're there. Anyway, so she's like, oh, I see, it's not unreasonable. You did kiss her during the play. So naturally you're missing her. What if she asked you to come back? You'd say yes, right? I guess you didn't notice then. Notice what? The last scene, that was just for show, you know. It was staged, so it looked like a real kiss for the audience. What? You really can be completely clueless sometimes. It was written right there in the script notes. Oh, haha. I see. Note to self, do not insert foot into mouth. Why do I feel so relieved? Oh, thank God he didn't kiss her. Estelle, you okay? I'm fine. Come on, let's go. Oh my God. Yes, I get it. Alright, before I go too much farther, I should probably take some notes. I'm not going to, of course. It's pure evil. Hey, Lucas Slaughter. Okay. No, I stand by my answer, Maze. It is legitimately easier to program something to be accessible once than it is to make it re-accessible later on. It requires additional work and time and scripts and triggers in order to acknowledge time has passed, events have happened, allow come back to. I know that sounds silly, but it's true. So what most likely happened is they just didn't put that extra time and work and effort into allowing players to go back to areas. Ah. Good afternoon. Where's the fire? Good afternoon. You taking this road too? Yeah. Have you seen any lights that weren't working? The lights in the tunnel wall, I mean. Sorry, if there are any, we didn't notice. The lights we passed are still on, but there was one that was flickering. 2 rivers between it and here. That's it. It's just like I thought. Sorry, I have to hurry. Bye. Oh, she's from Zeiss. Strange kid. Now I'm worried. You want to try following her? You read my mind. God damn it. This chest is empty, but now you may fill it with your tears. It's not a complaint, and I'm not giving it a negative, DC Maven. It's just something I've been chewing on this entire time. Because, honestly, it feels kind of weird. Games much earlier than this in gaming history, RPGs even, allowed you to backtrack, quite considerably in most cases. Unless there was some kind of narrative reason for it. Like there's so many of them. It's gonna break at this rate. Maybe this... Bearing set, angle of elevation, 20 degrees. Orbital compression at 30%. Go! You missed horribly. Won't miss next time. Now that you're no longer static. It's a good reason, Lucas Slaughter. I mean, yeah, it's why freedom points kind of became such a thing. Going as far back as FF1. Hell, if you remember, Dragon Quest games didn't actually have freedom points. Kind of by design. Oh, hey, wind. Oh, scary. Thank you very much. I thought it was a goner for sure. Nah, you're fine. You really should be more careful. Stirring up monsters is a surefire way to get yourself eaten. Other than alone, they probably would have broken that light. Speaking of which, why would those things go after the lights anyways? Don't they do the same thing when the highway lights are switched out? The Septium, the lights work, blah blah blah. Yes, this is Taita. Or Tita? I don't know. How do they pronounce it in the remake? Apparently a defective unit was installed here by mistake. Found it in the computer database. Tita? Really? Ugh. Alright. Color me impressed. She's an apprentice at the factory. She has to be good. I didn't do anything special. I just fixed the quartz connection and adjusted the orbital pressure. Sounds special. It's not that big of a deal. Alright, how to explain this? Each orbit has a quartz circuit inside. If that isn't properly connected, the orbital energy inside the unit will have nowhere to go. As a result, the orbit won't be able to function properly. This happens sometimes with the highway lights, which means the ability to give up Lord light and ward off munches is compromised. But stop. Maybe save your explanation for when we get off the road. Oh, get it precise. Okay. First, I missed some loot. There it is. Ah! And a jellyfish thing. Yeah, I love enemies that have no defense. I mean, allies that have no defense. I love enemies that have no defense, but... Yeah, a second. Yeah, she does not have a lot of mana to pull from. You know what? Just get away.
Alright, we're good to go.
Reduced to searching empty chests. It's really sad. Okay, now that we have Deathblow, let's get out of here. This is still going. Alright, you know what? Hang on. Pause. Pause. There's a cave, right? Give me a moment, please. while we're here, should be issue 6, I believe now. Yes. Yesterday afternoon, Roan's mayor, Morris Dalmore, 48, was arrested by the Royal Guard on suspicion of arson and intent to commit other crimes. His steward, Gilbert Stein, 25, was arrested on the same charges. Both are in custody of the Intelligence Division and transferred to Leiston Fortress. Mayor Dalmore is suspected of ordering the arson carried out on the Mercia orphanage and plotting the theft of the donations as well. Although those responsible for committing the acts have not yet been caught, the mayor's steward was seized at the scene, suggesting his involvement. Meanwhile, Mayor Dalmore abruptly fled his residence during questioning by the Bracer Guild and attempted to flee down the Rubine River in his personal yacht. The Bracers reacted quickly and alerted the Royal Guard, who rushed to the scene in the new high-speed cruiser Arcee, and used its hull as a barrier to thwart the escape. After his apprehension, the suspect appeared to have a temporary lapse of memory, possibly due to shock, but has since regained his composure. A figure born into privilege and wealth, who, for years, managed the affairs of the municipal government, has fallen from grace, all for what in the end was nothing more than an enormous debt born from insatiable personal greed. In an investigation conducted by the Liberal News, it was uncovered that Morris Dalmore has been engaged in a number of speculative market transactions. However, a year prior, those deals with the Republic fell through, and he was left with a substantial debt. In order to cover his losses, Dalmore diverted money from the city's budget and attempted to develop a number of resort homes to be built somewhere within the region, perhaps reasoning the profit gained from such prime real estate would hide his pilfering from the city's coffers and restore his prior wealth. Unfortunately, the key to his plan, the Mercia Orphanage, declined an offer to sell the land upon which it stood. God, that's such an old story trope, too. The desperate suspect then resorted to arson and slipped into a heinous spree of crime. Rouen awaits a speedy election, with the incumbent, Baron, under arrest and incapable of fulfilling his duties. Rouen's succeeding municipal government is expected to endure extended periods of confusion. However, through the abolishment of the aristocracy and simultaneous enactment of a royal charter, in an instance when such as this, the law stipulates an election can be held at the earliest possible date and a new baron selected. Therefore, in the interest of public stability, a prompt and non-partisan election is awaited by all. Meanwhile, the Orbital Calculator, the Capelle No. 1. Mechanical computation through the application of orbits has been used in vast range of fields, beginning with navigational equipment and aboard airships. However, the Capelle, which is located in this Ice Central factory, reigns supreme in this department. The Capelle has the ability to instantly locate information from within its databanks, which currently store an amount equal to that of numerous encyclopedias. Its inventor, Professor Russell, is presently researching further possible applications for this technology. One of the ideas he came up with is something called a video game, but people believe such a concept will never take on. Ahem. So, back to the game. This is the entrance to Zeiss? That's right. This leads to the basement of the central factory. I'd ask how you handle trade, but you probably don't do it by flood. Tain't no vidya. I barely remember this part of the game. Legitimately, I barely remember this part of the game, and I don't know why. Like, there's just a blank spot. So this is what we call an elevator. Maybe easel games, I don't know. Like, I really do not remember this section. What our plot's going to be for this part. It's probably something to do with the factory, but that's just presumption. This doesn't even look familiar. I remember the chapter after this better, although of course I do. I get the impression that Sweet Kid is a lot tougher than she looks. No, her defense is pretty low. I wish I had a sweet little sister like her, instead of, I might add, an obnoxious little brother. You keep saying things like that, but you're the one who's always following me around. You want to be more like a real older sister, you need to get your head out of the clouds every now and again. Look who's talking. Anyways, all sibling rivalry aside, want to head into the city? Yeah, first let's switch assignments with the guild. Siblings. Siblings. No shenanigans here. This is an escalator. This place has been full of surprises since I got here. Yeah, no kidding. How is that even possible, Easel? Now let's hit here first. Double check the quest thing here. 1 second. Okay. Of course. Sibling. So I remember reading this when I was looking up something about Cold Steel 2, I think it was. From what I understand, you can select a love interest as part of the gameplay, or Reen, but like one of them is clearly this is the choice you should pick, and the others are bonus points. Who's the default? Who's the person you're supposed to pick? Because I legitimately don't remember the names. So we're finally here, I see. Stella, Joshua, welcome to Zeiss. You know us. I've already been briefed on your arrival from Jean at the Rouen branch. Girl with chestnut hair, tied in twin ponytails, boy with black hair and amber eyes. Okay, my name is Kilika. Zeiss welcomes your service. Pleasure to make your acquaintance. Same here. Pleasure's ours. I know you've only just arrived, but I'd like to proceed with formalities of changing your affiliation. Okay. So now here's the bonus question. Is Alyssa the sister? Okay. Look, I'm not here to judge. Okay, I am actually here to judge, but I don't know. I had a question to ask you about Cassius, right? She can read minds! I'm sorry to say that Cassius is not currently in the Zeiss region. Wait, you're kidding. Wait, hang on. Let me be clear. Is Alyssa the one you land right on her giant boobs? Or is your sister? Attention, Factory Chief. Okay, Alyssa. Cool. The Factory Chief is the Baron of the region. Surprising. Oh, they're not that big? Safe. Wait, they aren't that big in one? Do they grow? Oh my god. I was kind of joking, but then I realized Suikoden exists. And for those of you not aware, in the Suikoden series, there are a couple of recurring characters whose chest size, this is not actually a joke, gets bigger each subsequent entry. Ah, okay. What do we got? Okay, so... Ooh. That is expensive as hell. We're gonna go for it. For the craft, if nothing else. I do like this song, by the way. Whatever that's worth. I should probably grab those. Alright, I gotta know. Someone earlier made a casual comment that the remake's version of Shira wasn't that big, relatively speaking. Who the hell is bigger than Shira? And does she need help? Two? Okay, never mind. And half of the Cold Steel cast. Okay, never mind. I thought it was going to be like one exception, right? There's the issue we just read. Still the only one I have, but I can still make a bunch of them, so let's just do that really quick. Yeah, they make them big in Erebonia. Crossbelt water. Yeah, it must be something in the water. Alright, what's this place? That's the bar. That's the lodging, that's the choich. I guess we'll get there next, because, you know, Crossbell will be next. Maybe sometime next year? I don't know. Let's see. Wow. Yeah, that's some PS3 graphics right there. So Alyssa's the one on the far right, huh? Okay. And that one's apparently Laura, because I can see that she's talking there. Yeah, Vita graphics, exactly. Come on. Freaking notes. There they are. Okay, okay. Sorry. Yes, we need to talk to the dude, because we have a note. They have local lines, too. But while we're here, we're all slotted out, right? Yep, okay, cool. What am I missing? Am I missing anything? That's the real question. Yeah, let's do this way. Okay. Oh, they do want me to change things up a little bit. Okay. So let's do... When I was researching the Sky 2 and the localization thereof, one of the interesting tidbits I saw was that, at least initially, Falcom was very hesitant to switch off of, like, basically to release it on PC in the West, Sky 2. They're like, no, nobody cares. Nobody's going to buy it. It's not worth bothering. And they're like, guys. The PSP is dead over here. I know the PSP is bigger in Japan, but it's absolutely dead in the West. If you release that here on the PSP, it's going to be dead in the water. And apparently that took some convincing to get past that point. Haze, right? Should have haze. There it is. So I'm missing Impede 3, but that's a quest we're going to do right now, basically. But I'm also missing EP Cut 2 and Action 2. EP Cut 2 and Action 2. That's easy. I mean, sex sells, blah, blah, blah. I don't have anything to add to that, really. I gotta see this picture eases linked here. That's hilarious. That is actually... Wow. Okay. Good to know. Alright, so... let's go do this side quest, shall we? We want to do the entire side quest because it's going to get us a wonderful quartz. No, it's decent models. Reminds me of some of the better Tales ofs. Yeah, by the way, that's frustrating as hell, speaking as an English speaker. You've got the Tales of and the Trails of. Both of them are long-standing, very anime-inspired JRPG series. With very similar art style, actually. Because that just kind of became the default anime JRPG art style back in, like, 2010 or so. Not a dig, just an observation. I mean, it is a pet peeve, I'm not gonna lie. There's good artistry and good design in some of these games, obviously. But let me tell you, nothing will immediately turn me off of a game faster than seeing the generic anime art style in it. And there's a lot of plenty good games that do that. Xenoblades, frankly, have the same art style to them as well. And I know. There are good examples of that, like I said. But if you look at them, pound for pound, there are dozens, if not hundreds of games that are just kind of completely forgettable that use that art style. That have borrowed into that art style? I'm not sure what you'd call them. No! I didn't mean to go here. I'm so sorry. I'm irritated now. Whatever. So, Cassius in particular has done a great deal for me in the past. It'd be rude of me not to welcome his children. You know, Dad? Yes. It is no exaggeration to say the Central Factory produces the finest orbits in the land. Naturally, confrontations over our craft have never really stopped. Whenever we had a problem, we'd always contact the Roland branch and have Cassius come over. That explains all the business trips, then. Now, my benefactor's kids come to visit me themselves. What can I do for you? I'm happy to help. That's a good question, DZ Maven. I know Reen is the head of the Cold Steel arc. I don't know about the other 3. Because there's Crossbell, there's Reverie, and there's Daybreak. So we hand him the MacGuffin. It certainly is an oddity. It's obviously made from modern materials, but the caliber isn't described anywhere. You mean the numbers carved into the frame? Yeah, it's almost unheard of for an orbit to be produced without them. That's not just in the barrel either. Most other nations on the continent are the same way. It's been a tradition dating back to when orbits were first invented 50 years ago. You're right. Numbers right there. Crazy. You mean to say you've never noticed in all this time? Well, you hush. But seriously, is it really that strange for one to have no caliber on it? Reverie is weird. I'll accept that. Pretty much part of the production process, not goes for any orbital factory. As if this were a prototype or something. I'd imagine it wasn't made to entertain a birthday parties if you take my meaning. So less with sweet and awesome, more with stabby hurty. Got it. Of course, I can't say for certain without looking inside. I can't find the maintenance cover. No, look at it. There's no seams at all. How the hell was the thing made? Oh my god, Easel. Who is that poor woman and how is she standing upright? I don't see any way to check the inside of it. Man, would it be possible to cut it open? That might work, but I'd hate to just break something that belonged to Cassius like that. Maybe we should let the professor handle it. Alright, the one mentioned in the note. Yeah, he should be able to tell us something. There's a note included in the orbit. Ask Professor R to do analysis. The letter R on the people Cassius knew must be Professor Russell. Yeah, I thought so. Who's Professor Russell? Wait a second, how do you know this guy? I don't know. I don't, but I know of him. He's known as the person who brought orbital technology to Liberal in the first place. Hey, you know your stuff. As I'm sure you know, orbits were invented by Professor Epstein. Mental stall. And Professor Russell was one of his disciples. 40 years ago, he brought the orbits and his knowledge back. That's why Liberal's a technologically advanced nation. You might say that that was the father of the Orbital Revolution. That's impressive. I had no idea Dad knew anyone like that. Even so, it worries me that you'll be letting the old handle this orbit. You have no idea what it is, really. For good or ill, he's a certified genius. When he gets an idea for a new invention, there's no telling what he'll do. Much like the time when he was developing the first orbital airship. Look the far away look. I guess a lot's happened. Sorry, I'm sure he'll be able to figure this thing out. Go find him, ask about it. It can't hurt. Thanks, Chief. Hold on a moment. Sorry to bother you. Could you come here? Alright, thanks. No. He has a private workshop in town. He has all the latest technology at his disposal. So now we can figure something out about that thing. So here's his granddaughter, Tita. Okay, hang on. Who's the one from Daybreak? Let's see here. I feel like I've been assaulted with those things. Holy crap. That is a lethal weapon level. $140. I mean, okay. So let me get this out of the way. When we get to those games, we're going to be giving negatives to those microtransactions, because of course we are. And I'm going to be very honest, I think those microtransactions shouldn't exist. I do. I am philosophically opposed to the application of microtransactions in the modern market. And by the modern market, I mean for the last about 20 years. Having said that, that's all idealism, right? In reality land, in the harsh, terrible, awful world that we live in, a gaming company making tons of money off of cosmetic microtransactions to be able to afford to make good games is not the worst thing a gaming company can do. Like, we've gone so far down the hole of how awful gaming companies can be at this point. You're supposed to take her seriously. Hang on, move the camera up like 10 inches or so. God, now what are you linking? didn't think you'd be coming. You're the granddaughter of a famous professor. No wonder you're so comfortable with orphans. Oh, come on, I'm still studying under Grandpa. Oh, by the way, do you have business? Sort of. The situation's complicated. My house is in the southwest corner of town. Okay, cool. That does look legitimately good, actually. I agree with that. The most recent one, the Daybreak model of Elaine there. She's even wearing shorts. But commentary about her outfit aside, that is a good-looking model. In fact, if I were to critique it, I would only critique two things. First and foremost, why is there a tiny window right here? That serves no real purpose on any level. Second of all, she has shorts that are then connected to the rest of her leggings, but allow just enough of the skin of the thighs to be shown. And there's no good reason for that at all. Like, if you just kind of do that, that looks fine. Anyways. Okay, so now, let's go do this quest. I mean, yeah, easily. I get it. Okay, so where am I going? I'm going to the archives. It's for airflow. I find it funny that dialogue I just zipped through was just her explaining what an overdue library book is. Like... Yeah, the localization path of the Trails games is legitimately fascinating. Like I said, I was doing some research for Sky 2 specifically. Because, whew. So, I've been thinking about the empty text thing. And I actually think this game has more empty text than Tales of Arise. But the difference is Tales of Arise is voice acted. So... I would say it's more that I can read faster in this case and just kind of zip through it quickly. That's true. Arise's empty text was different. It was just repeating itself over and over and over again. Whereas this case, it's mostly just nothing being stated. I suppose technically there's a variance there, but whatever. What am I doing? There we go. Thank you, Lola Bloss, for the donation. As always. Flavorless text. I like that. Because, you know, flavor text. So, here, I'll read this whole thing out loud. Oh, are you done? Here, we brought them for you. Good. Now we have all the books again. I thank you for your assistance. It was no big deal. We didn't have any issues. That's good to hear. In any case, perhaps I should go ahead and ask you to help with my group type of work. Oh, that's right. You mentioned having some significant problems somewhere down the line. What kind of work is it? Just like before, we need overdue materials returned. The book in question is called The Airbay Woodpecker. We'll make a note of that. Right, Airbay Woodpecker. So it's a book of birds, right? Yeah, I think so. The Airbay Woodpecker is a pretty famous bird. Ah, I see. So do you have any clues for us? Yes, as a matter of fact, take a look at this. Approach so here's the clue, the only part of this dialogue that needs to exist here. Okay, I wrote down, but what the heck is it? It's written on a card that was taken from the book. I imagine it's kind of a hint as to whereabouts. Hint of bad poetry. It was only borrowed because someone was way too much time on their hand and wanted to hide it somewhere. Evidently so. It's the sort of trick that researchers used to play on each other long ago. I have no idea what would possess someone to hide a book of all things, but we certainly have a fair share of unusual characters. It's not surprising any of them might have sold as a fair custom. Why is everyone look at me? Anyways, I'll leave this matter in your capable hands. Please return and provide. Hey, hold on a second. Is this the only lead we have? I'm afraid so. But the guild sent you, so I have every confidence in your ability. Oh, that's just awesome. Understood. It'll be difficult work, but we can do what we can. You have to search every nook and cranny in Zeiss, but I'm sure you'll find it. I'll be waiting here. When you do, please bring it back to me. Let's get this show on the road, then. I look forward to seeing you again. Boom. And that's why I've stopped reading some of these conversations out loud fully. I don't know, Little Moss. I do keep timestamps, but I have to alt-tab to look at them. No, Aurelia, I would not agree at all. I do not think she gets more substantial in post-error. Unless we're talking Shadowbringers, in which case, even then, Expedition 33, Rogue Trader, Dawn of War 4. Kitty Talk for Dummies. Oh my god. Pronunciation of the feline language. Depends on the region and may differ from the following information. This can be considered comparable to dialects in human tongue. In addition, since the number of elongated vowel sounds indicated by the character are intimately related to the cat's personality and emotion state, there's quite a broad range of variation. That being said, I have attempted to compile a list of the most common expressions. Meow. You're absolutely right. Meow. This way. Meow. This is it. Yeah. Hold up. Yeah. These nails are bothering me. Yeah. I'm hungry. Meow. Expression of caution. Meow. I'm tired. Meow. Where are you? Meow. Yes. Meow. What's wrong? Meow. So we meet again, fleshy thing. Meow. Go. It's been a while. How have you been? Meow. On. Goodbye. Meow. Yes, that's exactly right. Meow. Go. Meow. What did you say, oh hairless one? Meow. You are welcome, squishy pink thing. Meow. I am hungry. Meow. I am sorry. Anyways. Let's see. Someone asked about Dawn of War 4. Yep, Sign of the Emperor donated towards Dawn of War 4 on, looks like the 26th of August. To answer your question, Lola Moss. Oh, hello, Evo. Meow. He's right here. He's also asleep right now. Meow. Okay, 1 second. Real quick. Come on, load. If I was to change Minfilia at her core, what would I do? I'd give her a personality and some narrative relevance to the story. I know, you're asking for specifics, but would you believe I've never thought about specifics? My answer to Minfilia is to remove her entirely. She serves no purpose. Just eject her, and boom, game is better. But Damn it, I didn't want to recruit you, Tita. Tita, you did finish with Sunday school? It's not Sunday. Oh, I've just been really busy lately. Yeah. Please, aren't you supposed to be working in the design room? Yeah, they wanted me to finish calibrating the orbital guns. Yes, your house has been quiet lately. No gas leaks or explosions. Just a little flying glass. This is my house. Nice place. Professor Russell's in here? No, I think he's at the workshop. We should go say hi. Can I just leave now, please? Ugh. Fine. Yeah, okay. I'm home, Grandpa. Grrr. Can't move this way. Grrr. Yeah. Is this the professor? Nice to meet you. My name's Estelle Bright. We came to get your expert opinion on... Got it! I did it. It's finally complete. That's right. Who's the man? I'm the man. A voice in ARR that's universally good. Raban's fine. Merlewib's fine. Thancred's fine. Moonbrita doesn't count. Nobody after 2.1, I guess, counts. So I'd agree with those three, though. So he just finished the device he's been working on for... All of this is completely unnecessary, by the way. Louis Soix is certainly... They brought in a really good voice actor for him, which is hysterical, considering they brought in that heavyweight and then had him do, like, no real dialogue, because he barely talks in the game. Yeah. Oh, Tita, you've come at right the time. I need your help compiling data from these tests. Grandpa, this new invention will actually block a biosensor orbit's detection faculties. It emits a unique orbital force field that deflects the energy that a biosensor sends out when it scans. Yes, since when do I overstate my own accomplishments? Now come on, we got testing to do. Right. And they're both locked in. Never mind, let's just let them be. Hey, you with the black hair. Who else? On the upstairs bookshelf is a notebook titled Orbital Energy as Applied to Force Fields. Go get it. Okay. Young lady with the antenna hair. Quit farting around, make me some coffee. Actually, I have to make you coffee. I take it black, by the way. I want it clear as mud. You're not hearing a word I say. Fine, whatever. All set, Grandpa. Fast as ever. Where are Estelle and Joshua? Who? I don't think about it. I do recall a couple of young folks. I already don't like this guy. After many small but relatively harmless explosions and some singeing of eyebrows, the day made way into evening. Sorry about all that. I just assumed you were the new employees at the Central Factory. It's only natural you wound up being drafted assistants. The only thing you had me do is helping make coffee. Girls can bang metal parts together too, old man. Relax. We got some valuable experience out of the deal. Did we? Want to give up this brazier nonsense and start up in the field of horrible engineering? Grandpa, I'm really sorry, guys. I guess I got caught up in the moment, too. You don't need to apologize, sweetie, but I thought Father of the Orbital Revolution was going to be some really amazing man. Not some old fart with attention deficit issues. Please, you're too kind. Moving on, I'm being paid by a visit by the children of Cassius. That's quite the surprise. So you really do know our dad? Oh yeah, from way back when. I've known him since his army days, some 20 years ago. I met him too. He had a really nice mustache, right? I don't know if I call it nice, so much just suspicious looking. But if he's known Dad for that long, looks like we're safe in trusting you-know-what with Professor Russell. So... let's see. Pitch black orbment. Most intriguing, with no inscribing caliber or seams. Look at the frame. Without a word, he pushes the blade's edge against the outer shell of the orbment. What are you doing? It's a special alloy steel cutter. Just as I thought. Here, take a look. Okay. They peer intently at the black orbment. Huh? That's not even a scratch. The frame is made of some type of metal I've never encountered before. Open it up for some closer... Oh god, Sid's voice. Opening up for a closer look is going to be quite the task, I think. It's crazy. We can't find some way to open it. We'll be back to square one. Well, I can certainly spend some time on trying, but first I think maybe we should put it under measurement scan. That huge piece of equipment you saw when we were working the experiment, it can gauge orbital energy activity in real time. You're making my head hurt with your technobabble. That's done. But in layman's terms, it'll allow us to see what the orbit does. We won't be able to draw any definitive conclusions just from measuring what kind of activity is occurring. But it's a start. Dinner time. You know that's true, Easel. Everyone's ready. Let's get this started. Estelle, if you'll put the orbit on the stand. And else getting FF12, let's study the Deifacted Nethicite scene. No spoilers. Vibes from this. Yes, thank you. Are you ready, Tita? All set. Good, good. Now commencing orbital force measurements on the black orbit. It's gonna be the official name. Using it officially is so boring and simple. Why not call it the dark thingy of impending doom? No, simple is best. Anything longer than black orbit would be annoying to say. He's got a point. She's so anxious to start. Huh? Oh. Alright, let's begin. Tita, activate the scanner, please. All measuring equipment calibrated. I mean, Half-Life 1 started this way. They're waiting for you, Gordon. The test chamber. No direct input or output detected. All we can do is measure how the central circuit responds. Let's see how much this contraption's really worth. And click. It's all glowing and stuff. I get it. It's putting a strain on the crystal circuit. Tita, any readings? Yes, but they're kind of weird. And it does have a dope remake, Mook. I look forward to reviewing it someday. Again. The tachometer needle's shaking like crazy. How it's spinning around the dial. What? Yeah, there's a term for that. It's called literally off the scale. Oh god, what's the Half-Life remake called, everyone? Black Mesa, I think? It's the same black light as before. What? Look, I didn't cause a blackout, you caused a blackout. Sorry, Mook. Yeah, imagine except blackout for people who've never actually encountered that before. Don't you dare, just a little longer, we'll have something. Wait a second, all the lights in town are going out. Huh? What? Alright, we'll terminate the experiment. They're back on. Let's see the readout. Nothing. It didn't record anything. The only thing that kept working was the scanner on which the black orbit sat, but even that. As for everything else. Good, it looks like the experiment's finished. How is it outside? Fine. All the lights are back, like nothing happened. Still a lot of people panicking, though. The hell was all that? It was what I would dub the orbital shutdown phenomenon. The what? I mean how everything inside all the orbits just stopped working at once. So the black orbit did this? Yes, I've no doubt. I've never dared to guess its effects would be so extensive. There's definitely more to this than I expected. Interesting. Most interesting indeed. Only you would think causing a blackout over an entire city is interesting. Professor! Ah, Murdoch, just the man I wanted to see. The feeling is not mutual. Every single time you invent something, it means trouble for me. What the hell were you up to that would cause all the power downtown to go out? How rude, it's not even my fault this time. See that there? That's the Black Orbment, and it caused this. Is that the... Okay, if that's the root of this, and it's genuine extenuating circumstances. But it still means that this is your fault. Nuts, you got me. That's it? They're just okay again? Are they always like this? This is so embarrassing. And so, they went to bed. The side quest would have to wait, because unfortunately I accidentally talked to the Chief Factory. And Chief of the Factory, I really didn't mean to, it was a complete accident. I'm locked in now. That was a crazy day. I'm surprised enough at the town, but I wasn't really expecting to deal with anything like that. Back on the subject, it's more powerful than I'd ever imagined possible. We must use it to conquer all of Erebonia, and then all of Calvard, and then other places, I guess. I don't know, we'll figure it out. We need to go across the ocean. That's right. All the wind courts will be mine. What a cutie. I wish we could take her back with us to Roland. She'd be like a pet cheering us up when we're feeling down. That's kind of creepy, Estelle. Yeah. Now we've had a good breakfast. Off to the Central Factory. Before I'd like to do that, I'd like to go do some side quests. Please let me do side quests. Please, 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 please. God damn it. God damn you, game. God damn it. Am I locked out? Am I locked out of doing this freaking side quest because I accidentally talked to an NPC once? That is so frustrating. There's only one thing you can do when faced with such frustration.